You're watching the Carolina Classic Fair Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Caring Hands Home Health. Great news, it's fair season here in Winston-Salem, and in the heart of West Forsyth High School, a fun Central Piedmont battle, East versus West. League opener, two title contenders, two of the top 20 teams in the state, and a great night for football here on My 48. Thanks for joining us here in the village of Clemens, North Carolina, with the former Catawba offensive lineman Mark Covert. I'm Evan Budrovich. Power 4 players littered all over the field. West and East have won the CPC the last 5 years. Mark, in 2025, how do we get the best versions of East and West tonight?
Well, it's one of the best rivalries in the area, Evan. We know it. We've seen it so many times. But tonight it comes down to really two things. If West Forsyth can run the football like we know they can, like they have the pedigree to do, they're going to do themselves a lot of favors here at home against a tough opponent that they haven't beaten in 6 years at East Forsyth. Speaking of those Eagles, they have lacked the explosive plays that they have found so often in those last 6 years. If they can recapture some of that magic on offense here tonight, it's going to help them against a very talented Titans squad.
Heavy hitters on a wintry night in North Carolina. For more on this matchup, here's Hannah Brady.
Yeah, guys, this game normally comes at the end of the regular season, but tonight it's the kickstart to conference play with both teams sitting at 3-2. The bye week came at a great time. West Forsyth started prepping for this one last Wednesday, going back to the basics and slowing down practice to get ready for East Forsyth's offense. Meanwhile, East used the bye week to get their guys back healthy and rested and go back to making explosive plays. And the Titans haven't beaten the Eagles since 2019, and third-year head coach Kevin Wallace told me that tonight was going to be a chess match and that his team is hungry and motivated after being so close the past 2 years to a win. He's just hoping that being in the village with it tonight gives them that extra energy that they need, guys.
Thanks, Hannah. West searching for their first win over East in 6 years. It's USA night, and in the heart of Clemens, we got a great matchup on tap. East versus West league opener. Kickoff next on My 48 Sports right after this.
Thank you.
Welcome back to West Forsyth. Mark, in terms of East, how do they control the trenches tonight?
Well, it's got to be those big guys up front. This is going to be a game that really comes down to who controls that line of scrimmage area in the trenches and limiting the explosive plays. Talked about how East has to find theirs. They have to limit the explosive plays for a Titans offense that's been as explosive as any in the area. And those Titans need to run to open up the passing game a little bit, see if that quarterback play can help them elevate to the next level. And a big component of that is generating pressure as well. Getting to the quarterback, forcing this game away from the ground game of East Forsyth will help them out a ton.
Now, East has an elite receiver. NC State commit Jai Richburg. How do they get him involved tonight?
Oh, he's such a big guy. 6'4", big frame, and we've seen him grow over the years, going from a deep threat to really an all-around player at that wide receiver spot. Very interested to see how he goes. And on the other side of the ball, on the offense, for West Forsyth, I'm telling you, man, Moises Morris is as good as they come. A college frame already at the running back spot. So shifty, powerful, can cut on a dime and break it loose at any moment.
West Forsyth, a historic football program. They're the best rushing team in the state over the last 5 years. Meanwhile, East has won this series in the passing game. Former quarterback Bryce Baker, now with Bill Belichick and company. How does young Jaden Fulp fill those roles tonight? And we'll get a taste of the senior. East gets the ball first. West kicks it off. If you're a fan of Patrick Starr, it's not East, it's not West. It is the battle for the heart of Winston-Salem. Costa Dupuis, the college recruited kicker, gets this thing rolling. And that goes into the end zone, so an early touchback, and that's the strength of Dupuis. He's been booming balls back there all year.
Talked about it as much. He's such a weapon at the high school level to get those touchbacks, nullify any chance of a return.
Over 80% of his kicks have gone to the end zone this year. Here's the Mountain Fried Chicken starting line. A Mountain Fried Chicken, non-greasy chicken. Left tackle, Shabazz. He's going to Carolina next year. There's a lot of talent on the offensive line.
There's a ton of talent on that offensive line. Those two bookends are so big for what they want to do offensively tonight.
And then Cannon Rottweiler, last year's dual back with Jadon Blair. He's now the #1 rushing back, 500 yards this year. East is an offense inconsistent in the first 5 games, averaging 25 a night. Here's Fulp's first snap, a quick route to Richburg. Jair breaks 2 tackles and gets to the 29. That's what makes the NC State receiver dangerous.
Almost has his DK Metcalf look to him, doesn't he? Just galloping down the field and picking up those tough yards on the screen.
That's the challenge for the West Forsyth defense. Keith Taylor, returning tackles leader. And then there's big 98 Cutthrill Keenan. They call him Juicy. He's a big man.
You see why. Big man in the middle of that defensive front. Pivotal to the success of this Titans defense.
Partnered with P.J. Dean, the Georgia commit. This defensive line is dangerous if you're West Forsyth.
Not to be too redundant here, but they are juiced up front.
Here's some pressure on 2nd and 1. Back to Richburg and a drop. Sets up 3rd and short with coverage from Josiah Nicholson, the junior DB.
Really love the play. Heard Nicholson might be in more of a corner slot role this week, but he flexes out to the far side right there, breaks on the ball perfectly, and knocks it free from Richburg.
Tremendous pressure from West. Double-figure sacks on the year. This D-line could get after it. There's Fulp on 3rd and short. Looks to his offensive coordinator. Ron Horton's been dialed up, former Parkland head coach. 10th year on staff at East. Fulp on 3rd and 1. Faces a 4-man rush. Goes to Richburg and nice coverage. So East goes to their best player early and West responds.
And this is where the growth and the progression for Jaden Fulp has to come in. You've got to let that ball go. You see it's a short comeback route out to the far side to your #1 guy. Get that football out there. But because he hesitates, it gives Nicholson a chance to come down, break on the football, and force the incompletion.
How about this? 4th and 1, and the East offense is on the field. Now, Fulp will punt from time to time.
Sure will. I would expect if they go for it here, that's going to be going to number 24. That's Cannon Rottweiler.
He fits the dog mentality.
He does.
He literally is a Rottweiler on the field, short in stature, but makes it happen.
1 yard out, I'd be surprised if he doesn't get it.
Here's a 4th down pass. Fulp scrambles and misses his receiver. He wanted Juz Lewis and a turnover on downs.
Just trying to do a little bit too much. They actually had the play there, though. And Fulp has his man. Perfect read, perfect design. Play call is excellent. And just cannot get the football down. That is a gimme play. You've got to convert on the first drive of the game. It's rolling out, has no pressure on him. That's a nice, easy throw down the field, and it's just too high that time.
What does this say about the aggressiveness of East to go for it in the first quarter?
Well, I think you believe in what your offense can do, but it kind of maybe gives you a little bit of pause about a defense that's going to go up against a very physical front in West Forsyth offensively.
It's led by Haynes Robitzer, the quarterback. He finds Morris. And Moses Morris just a yard on 1st down. This defensive line anchored by O'Marion Hayes, the Carolina commit. A little undersized, but a good front 3.
Yeah, they are, and they're going to expect to bring a lot of pressure here tonight to get away or get West Forsyth away from that rushing attack that they're so well known for. That pressure has to get home when it gets into the backfield.
Sam Phillips, known as the Badger linebacker, team leader in tackles. He said it's his first game on TV this week. He's so pumped about just TV in general.
You couldn't more be pumped for this. It's Friday Night Rivals, baby.
And East defense, 5 picks on the year. Great secondary. Facing first-year quarterback Haynes Robitzer. Haynes feeds Morris. And Morris jukes for a couple yards. Good pursuit by team captain Isaiah Edwards. This defense for East, they get horizontal quickly.
They sure do. They've got a lot of that team quickness, this team speed, as we've become so accustomed to from seeing East Forsyth over the years defensively. But they've got a big task. They are undersized against this front of West Forsyth. This rushing attack is going to be what they lean on.
Now 3rd and 8. Both teams coming off a bye in West and East. For West, it was offensive consistency, the big key coming in. For East, it was making plays on 3rd down. Here's Robitzer, back to Morris. Moses cuts one, spins away, and he's short of the sticks. Another 4th down decision for West Forsyth.
And maybe they're in a bit of no man's land here. Just keep the offense on the field. You can already see the cutting ability, though, of Moses Morris, making something out of nothing.
Here's the Mountain Fried Chicken starting attack. There's P.J. Dean anchoring with his O-line. Canary Shoulders, the 2-year starter. And it looks like Kevin Wallace leaning on his offense on 4th down.
Yeah, look for number 1, Jalen Moore, to have an impact in the passing game tonight. Took the top off this East defense last year in the season finale.
Both teams 4th down plays in the first quarter. And a look to the West sideline. Top receiver Darrell Page remains out with a right foot injury. This is still a dangerous passing attack. Here's 4th down to Moses. He's got to break one, spins away, and Moses is right at the sticks. Depends on the spot. And he looks to have it on 4th down. Nice conversion.
So elusive, almost like you had him cornered inside a telephone booth, and somehow gets away from all that pressure that East Forsyth was bringing up front. Just a couple of cuts, getting outside and staying elusive. Lost a cleat towards the beginning of the play as well. You see the ability of Moses Morris, the playmaking that he brings to this West Forsyth offense.
Replacing a great tailback in C.J. Blevins, who was the 1,000-yard rusher last year on a Crescent Ford 1st down, ride our game in style with an F-150. We're behind this offensive line, behind a bunch of Hummers up there. Inside the red zone, Morris's 5th rush. Good pursuit again by Isaiah Edwards, 21st tackle on the year.
See that defensive line using their eyes, locating where Moses Morris is on the field, and then breaking off of those blocks as soon as they can. It's a challenge for this offensive line tonight with all the speed that East Forsyth brings along that front 7. They've got to be disciplined, make sure they don't grab too much cloth and draw those holding penalties.
East Forsyth, 7 new starters defensively. Zakai Mitchell, Nigel Gay, some of the captains from a year ago for a 3rd-round team in East Forsyth last year. Here's 2nd and short. Robitzer out of the pocket. Robitzer steps up. Now he goes end zone. Did he hang on? No. Braylon Morrow couldn't stay in bounds.
The playmaking ability back there of Robitzer, just buying time. Eventually sets those feet and fires into the back of the end zone. Look how he just extends the play, keeping that present of mind. Eyes down the field, just cannot connect. And well out of the back of the end zone.
They're working Canadian League football.
They are.
But not on the high school level.
Goalpost at the goal line up there in Canada.
Robitzer, who transferred in this spring from Lake Norman down in the Mooresville area. Replacing Riley Hortman, great dual-threat quarterback. Here's 3rd and 6. Moses again, cuts it outside. Moses right at the sticks. Depends on the spot. And they'll review this on 3rd and 6.
He is out of his breaks. It's just one cut and he's gone. The acceleration of Morris in the open field. Watch this. Just gets those foot in the ground. Boom. And he's upfield. He's got 2 to 3 yards before you can even react. So dangerous in the open field in those one-on-one spots.
Another Crescent Ford 1st down. 1st and goal for West. Moses for a 10th rush. Cuts it back. Moses leveled at the 5. Good stop by Almarian Hayes.
And that one probably goes to the offensive line more than anything else. Moses Morris stays patient, but his line continues to stay on those blocks, and he just works his way, almost duck walking down the field behind his blockers. Working off the right side of that offensive line. Really nice job. Couple pullers coming around. 3 of them, 2 linemen and a tight end. That's big boy football, Evan.
8-play, 25-yard drive off the turnover. Robitzer with a convoy behind him, loses the football and finds it at the 6. Bad exchange with Shoulders, his center.
Just got to calm down. You're trying to get back there. You've got all those bodies behind you, and you can feel a big play coming, but you have to keep your composure. Robitzer fortunate to fall on that football that it's not kicked around within the scrum.
West Forsyth 5 fumbles this year. Dangerous on 3rd and goal. Robitzer lost it again.
Another fumble by 4.
Hard to tell who has it. East thinks they do. And how about that? A turnover on downs.
Wow.
Turnover 99 came out.
Hayes, the big Carolina commit, with the fumble.
Well, you've played with fire the first time. Second straight play, they put the ball on turf, and this time, not such a fortuitous bounce for the Titans. It goes right back to the East Forsyth Eagles.
An official TV timeout. Once again, 50-50 tickets being sold tonight. You got to be in the win. Big money. See the students walking around with the yellow signs. Concession stands are open on both sides of the stadium for your convenience. West Forsyth would like to thank East Coast Wings for being tonight's game day sponsor. With over 60 flavors of national award-winning wings and fresh crafted never frozen steak burgers and many more offerings, East Coast Wings and Grill is your hometown spot for great food and good times. Visit your local East Coast Wings. Thank you to East Coast Wings for their continued support of Titan Athletics. The West Forsyth Athletic Booster Club would also like to thank its following sponsors: AAA Self-Storage, A Legacy Federal Credit Union, AME Records, Blue Wolf Dental, Brad Romine State Farm Insurance, Clean Air Environmental, Clemens Public.
To Clemens, tonight's games also stream live on YouTube and Facebook. Tip Top Roofing helping out with that. Faith Family Football and Roofing, and Mark gets a red zone turnover for West early.
Yeah, you can't have that. You have such a productive drive going. You get the football back in plus territory. After holding that East Forsyth offense down with a turnover on downs, you just can't cough up the ball. Did it once and then did it a second time, and they give it back.
6 turnover for West this year. That's a big talking point for Kevin Wallace.
And think about, again, where they are on the field. I mean, you're going into the end zone. It's 3rd and goal. You've got to take care of the football.
So Jaden Fulp from his 5-yard line. We saw this last night in the Rams 49er game. Red zone stop. Niners elected to go 3 tush pushes. Couldn't get the ball out of their end zone. Fulp, play action. He's taking a deep shot, but his receiver didn't see it. That's Christian Zepeda, the junior receiver.
They may have been just behind him. Zepeda had his man deep down the field, beat him off the line. And he does his job there, but just throwing way too far.
I'm not sure that pass is inbounds.
No, it's not. It's about out of bounds behind him. I mean, you're asking him to go up and get that football and stop on a dime to come back to it.
Jaden Fulp, 60% passer coming and replacing one of the best in East history. Bryce Baker, 75 career touchdowns. He's now in Chapel Hill, his 2nd and 10. More play action. Fulp goes short through the hands. Had some trouble finding Just Lewis tonight. Sets up 3rd and long.
High pass. You're asking Lewis to go up and make that catch. Still a little bit tough, but gets right in those hands. You're asking a receiver to at least go make a play for you. That time just rolls right through his hands, and now another 3rd down. This time much deeper in territory. A little bit of pressure as well that time from this West defense.
It's a compass pole. Everybody's involved. East, west, north, south. 3rd and 10. Fulp forced to run. Jaden from his end zone goes short, finds Richburg, and he breaks a tackle for a 1st down. Nice move from the 4-star receiver.
Oh, really nice job that time, getting away from the pressure, rolling Fulp out to the side that time and finds Richburg, and you're letting that guy go make a play for you, using that big frame to break a tackle, get yards after the catch.
That battle all night with Josiah Nicholson will be fun to watch.
It's going to be a blast to watch.
Here's a fresh set of downs in the running game. First rushing attempt of the night for East, and just a yard to show for it for Cannon Rottweiler.
And Evan, I'm surprised that this is the first time we've called his name so far tonight. Over halfway through the first quarter, no touches on the first possession, especially on a 3rd and then 4th and 1. This is a guy who's scrappy runner. You can see he's not that big, but he has that hard-nosed mentality to him.
So officially 2nd and 9. East as an offense last year, they had Baker in the passing game, but 200 yards rushing with Jadon Blair complimenting. With timeout here. So West will talk it over with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. I was saying is Rottweiler and Blair with that 1-2 punch. Jalen Murray was very involved offensively.
But you have to remind yourself, you brought up Baker a couple of times, but Blair not being here, Gilchrist not being here, those are names and guys that matter. They made a huge difference in this offense and what it was able to do. They were able to stretch the field vertically in the passing game. They were able to run with efficiency inside and outside the tackles and had a guy controlling it all at that quarterback spot in Bryce Baker who understood what he was supposed to do, and when the play broke down, he could extend and really make an impact. Those guys are gone. So it's a learning curve for this East offense this year, especially in the early goings of finding what works best for them.
In 3 wins for East, it's 35 points a game. Explosive passing game. The coach, his East Forsyth staff talked about big chunk plays have been huge, but in the 2 losses, most recently to Mooresville, held under 15 points.
And that's the biggest thing. When you go back and look at the tape, this is an offense that has lacked that explosive element this year. And certainly Todd Willard's not used to seeing that, the head coach over there at East Forsyth. He knows what this team is capable of. He knows the offense that can succeed. He's just got to find the guys that can execute.
Now 2nd and 9 out of the timeout. Fulp goes short. Big hit on the sideline. That's A.J. Blue in coverage. He wanted Marley Williams.
Just left it up high. Again, another pass down the field that's just too high from Fulp. But that time it may not have mattered. What a shot by A.J. Blue down the field.
If you want college tape, there it is.
I mean, that's clinic stuff. Hits with the shoulder, does not lead with the helmet. That is everything they teach in football now.
Blue just a sophomore, 4 picks as a freshman last year. This kid's going to play in college somewhere.
See the reaction as well from him, just getting down the field.
East 2 of 8 passing in this first quarter. Here's 3rd and 9. Fulp. Again an out route. Richburg hangs on. But did he get enough for the first? No, they rule him incomplete. I'd like to see that again. That was real close for the NC State target.
It's a good idea. Get it out to your best receiver, your big receiver on those 3rd down attempts. Yeah, he's definitely out of bounds there. Good call on the sideline by this officiating crew.
He tried the 1-2 step, and Kevin Wallace was right in the face of the official.
Was. Josiah Nicholson, though, again, sits underneath that route. The ball has to then be higher down the field because he is playing it underneath.
Here's the punting unit for East. Shaboyi will send it away. It's a good-looking punt near midfield. And that'll flip the field near the 35 where West gets the football.
37, yes, sir.
We'll take the timeout. Scoreless game in this Central Piedmont battle. We'll be right back with the rest of the first quarter after this.
We have an official TV timeout on the field. Once again, 50-50 tickets being sold tonight. You got to be in to win big money. Winning tickets will be drawn in the 3rd quarter. Concession stand is open. Hamburgers, hot dogs, the best French fries in 5 counties. Pizza, Pepsi products, water, Gatorade, and candy. Get in now. There's no line. Tell them the press box sent you.
Now, how about that hat? That's committed to the assignment tonight in this interconference battle.
It's not a 10-gallon because it's much too big for that, right?
Well, it's got a $10 bill in that hat,
yes,
that's for sure. Hey, you want some candy? There you go.
Oh, boy.
Don't forget the change. These 2 rivals' 25th meeting in the modern history here. East has won 7 straight. Fun matchup.
Man, the big yellow hat. Come on now.
Here's Moses Morris out of the timeout and the punt. He'll get no yards on first down. And this defensive line of East is swarming.
There's a conscious effort right now to slow down Morris in that rushing attack. They want to see exactly what Robinson can do from that quarterback spot. If he can get it out to Moore, Murrow, Grimes, and the guys.
5 interceptions for Robitzer this year. It's been a big talking point for Kevin Wallace. Security with the football. That's a Riley Horton shined in last year's matchup.
Yeah.
300 total yards in the regular season. So Robitzer goes over the middle and finds a receiver. That's Jalen Moore, the sophomore, dancing his way. But then Jalen cut back. He's short of the first. Some field awareness questions.
A little bit that time. Tried to stretch out there at the end, but you've got to understand, get vertical. He was alone in the middle of the field. Just get those yards. I know you want to break one, but just get those yards up the field. Camera crew is going to get a great shot of this one. Straight down the line, right there. He's at the 49. And he backs up. I mean, he's 6 yards back from where he caught the football.
While it's 3 broken tackles, it's a loss of 3 yards.
Correct.
Jalen Moore, the sophomore, who was All-Central Piedmont Conference as a freshman, 7 touchdowns. He's got 2 early in 2025.
That all being said, you can see how explosive he is.
There's Morris. That is short of the sticks. So 4th and 1 upcoming. Good pursuit by Isaiah Edwards.
Number 8.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if West decides to go for it here. Right in midfield. Their defense has held this East offense in check so far here in the first quarter. Would not be surprised if they keep this offense on the field, and if they don't make it, they rely on that defense again.
So here comes the big PXP, the big turtle, big juicy in the matchup. Put him in there. What's the short yardage situation for West with the new quarterback in? 4th down, electing to go for it. And West clears the hurdle. Look at that line pushing for 5 yards. That's Braylon Morrow getting the first down.
A really nice job. Those big hogs up front pushing some guys around, opening up a clear running lane that time for Braylon Morrow. As easy as it gets, you get a couple lead blockers, and they are big lead blockers at that. Makes it pretty easy for Morrow to squeak through there.
It's a Crescent Ford first down. Robitzer scans the pocket. Robitzer, all the time in the world, now goes short and finds a man. Tylen Grimes, the sophomore receiver.
Offensive line, 2 plays in a row, they shine. Last time it's in run blocking, this time in pass protection. No one gets back there. Tynes Rotzber, before it is too late, gets that football out, fires a dime down the field to Grimes.
Robitzer has a howitzer, that's what you're trying to say. And on 1st and 10, back on the ground, Morris. And right now, East defensive line, they're dominating this game, Mark. How does West change that?
Well, you can see, again, there's that conscious effort. That means they're bringing extra guys down into the box. They are playing the run right now. So realistically, if you want to get them to back off the line of scrimmage and have them reconsider what they're doing, they have to go to the passing game, open things up. It's going to depend on Robitzer and this passing attack to get that done.
These lines both have power 4 prospects. Hayes defensively, Dean offensively. And yet it's been a stonewall, averaging less than 2 yards per carry.
Yeah, it has. And again, that's because those extra guys are coming down into the box. And East is so quick to the football, just from an individual and collective standpoint.
Here's 2nd and 9. New tailback in the game, Jamari Shepard. And Jamari gets a nice run of it. That pile pushes for 8 yards on 2nd down.
Shepard is an interesting guy. Expect him to have a little bit of a bigger role tonight without Page in there offensively. But something that they want to do is get him the ball more, not just at the running back spot, but maybe a little bit in the slot tonight. Kind of an ace in the hole for this offense and what he brings to it.
Morris and Shepard, big part of the running game with Page out this week, finding some depth. Here's 3rd and 4. Morrow back in at QB, and he's tripped up. More pursuit from this East defensive line.
And guess what they're going to do here, Evan?
Bring in the heavy unit.
Yeah, same thing they did earlier, and they come right back out onto the field.
And there comes Keenan Cuthrell. They call him Juicy. He'll be pushing this pile on 4th and short. You know, when your color analyst and your director are big Eagles fans, all I'm hearing in my ear is tush push, tush push, tush push this whole game. Let's see what 4th and 2's in store. Back to Morrow. He gets a push and is right at the sticks. And he's short. Great tackle by Sam Phillips, the linebacker.
Undersized but not undetermined. This defense for East Forsyth, for the 2nd drive in a row, stonewalls this West offense, and they cannot get anything going right now on 4th down.
Here's tonight's Beatty Plumbing fan cam. Beatty Plumbing, straight flush, beats a full house. You know, after a 4th down rush when you get stopped, the fans aren't as fired up. I get it.
Well, again, in a rivalry game like this, you want to be able to get that early punch out of the way, get the first points on the board. And right now, this is a defensive battle.
West 0 for 2 on 4th downs on this end of the field. Here's a quick toss. Now down the middle, incomplete. They wanted Christian Cepeda, the big receiver.
Flag on the play.
So that sets up 2nd and 10 on the long incompletion.
It's another one over the head down the field.
Here comes our first flag of the night.
Holding against the Titans. 10-yard penalty.
At halftime of this week's Medical Minute presented by NCHSAA. NCHSAA managing the delivery and health of human-related services for North Carolinians. Good news, penalties have been pretty easy so far, just one.
Well, not too bad. Pretty easy first quarter for this officiating crew. And a very physical game to start. Both defensive fronts. Again, the trench is so important in this game.
But Jaden Fulp just 2 of 9 passing in the first quarter.
Making their presence felt.
Some huge shoes. Jalen Rayner at Arkansas State, Bryce Baker at Carolina, the last 2 quarterbacks who have won over 50 games each. Here's Fulp, miscommunication. Jaden running for his life, and Fulp is tripped up. This West defensive line, DeMarcus Simmons on the sack.
Oh, there's so many names you have to watch out for, and DeMarcus Simmons might get overshadowed at times, but in his own right, 6'2", 250 sophomore can bring it. 3 tackles for loss already on the year, make it 4 as he gets back there with the pressure.
West defense, double-digit sacks on the year, and there's a timeout. End of this first quarter here in Clemens. Bunch of bowling balls and some 4th down stops. We'll take the timeout. 2 physical defenses getting after it early. All scoreless on my 48.
Westside would also like to thank the following group of dub sponsors: AAA Self-Storage, a Legacy Federal Credit Union, AMA Records, Blue Wolf Dental, Brad Romine, State Farm, Carpet, Clemens Choice Village, CP3 Basketball Academy, B.S. Brandon Plumbing, Hayworth Miller Funeral Home of Louisville, Heather Hopkinson and Associates, Haygate Financial, Heidi's Uniforms, Foot Chicks, Ian's Bodywork, Marzano Group, Optimal Health Chiropractic, Sammy Sliders, Stephanie Vestal, Berkshire Hathaway, Sunbird Storage, Tanglewood Chiropractic, and Truer. Thank you for being sponsors of the 2025 Athletic Booster Club.
One quarter in the battle of East and West is a 4th down stop competition. Right now, East gets the football back. East has won 5 straight in this series, dating back to 2019. Right now, J.D. Fulp struggling to move the football through the passing game.
And it's just been high throws. If he's getting some of those throws down, giving his receivers a better opportunity to make a play on the football, catch it, and get up the field, it would help them a ton.
After the penalty, 2nd and 19 to begin the second quarter. Just negative 8 yards rushing for East in that first quarter. Here's Fulp on 2nd down. He goes near side, and nice catch, staying in bounds. Christian Cepeda, his 25th catch on the year.
And a well-delivered football down the field. Cepeda does a great job winning the route, comes back, and that time, Fulp is able to bring it down, put it right on the money along that sideline. That is a good throw down the field.
Well located from Fulp, first-year starter at quarterback. Here's 3rd and 8. Fulp out of the pocket. He goes to Rottweiler, and great form tackle. Good pursuit by linebacker Nick Goodrum, the senior captain.
And he is a high motor guy. Sideline to sideline, he's got that speed that you want to cover those backs. Out of the backfield, Rottweiler squeaks out into the flat. You need to make that one-on-one play, and Goodrum is right on the money to make it.
These defenses have come to play early, Mark.
They sure have.
A West program that lost in overtime, 36-30, 2 weeks ago. Kevin Wallace, he watched the film so much he got sick of film, he told us. There's a good boot by Chaboy. And that punt will now be pinned inside the 20. That's where West takes over 1 minute into the second quarter.
Well, West has been able to move the football so far, Evan, but it hasn't been without some challenges. This East defense has really done a great job of bottling up this rushing attack for the most part, and there has not been that one explosive run that has really opened up the rest of their attack so far.
So Haynes Robitzer, first-year starting quarterback, came early in the spring to develop this offense, and now in week 6, he's cooking. Goes long, takes a deep shot, and great coverage. Zion Pleasant battling Jalen Moore.
That was a really nice job by Pleasant to just stay with the play down the field, fight through the hands. That time of Jalen Moore just running down the field. Looked like he had a man. Robitzer puts it out there, but give a lot of credit down the field to Pleasant to stay with the play and fight through the hands of the receiver. Puts it right there, rhythm throw straight down the field. Moore has to slow down, though, come back to the football. If that one's out in front, the speed of Jalen Moore becomes a real threat.
Jalen Moore, 140 yards last year when these teams met in the regular season. Here's 2nd and 10 on the ground, and that O-line is churning bodies. Morris breaks another, puts the B button on at the 30 in a first down run. How about this Moses Morris pushing the pile for 15?
Evan, I'm telling you, man, when we heard this week that he could cut on a dime, you hear, oh, yeah, he can cut outside, you know, break some ankles. I mean, it's just bouncing across the field that time like Tigger. Just gets down the field, stays behind those linemen, and then boom, one cut, another cut, hurdle, cut, spin. I mean, every button on the controller was pressed on that run.
College coaches have to love Morris' ability to break tackles, spin through the hole. He's got some physicality, too, to push that pile.
And again, that frame at 6 foot and 205, putting on 15 pounds over the offseason. The guy is built for this kind of environment.
Fresh set of downs, right back to Morris. Moses tripped up, and he still gets 15 plus. This guy's unstoppable tonight.
And there's another aspect of balance to keep going through the hole wide open. You can't stumble on a play like that. If he doesn't, he might still be running at this point, Evan. But he keeps his balance and drags a couple defenders along with him.
Morris, 16-yard run there, back-to-back. Impressive runs for the first-year starter. Filling some huge shoes. Cayman Chaplin, C.J. Blevins, both all-state runners a year ago. Right back to Morris. Keep feeding him. And Morris gets 2 more. For more on Moses Morris, here's Hannah Brady.
Gain of 2. In on the stop, number 0, Solomon.
So it's 2nd and 8. A little misdirection. Here's Morrow on the reverse. And he'll gain 2 yards there. 3rd and long coming up.
So now in these situations, 3rd and long, you got to have your passing game to rely on this time. We've seen a couple different times this offensive line has given Robitzer a lot of time to sit back in the pocket and survey the field. Can they do it again? Will you bring more pressure if you are East Forsyth?
There's a whistle and a quick chance for a timeout to talk this over. We'll take the timeout. Early in the second quarter, decision time for West Forsyth. third down play after we come back here on My 48.
We have an official timeout on the field. We have a TV timeout.
Yep. We're back with tonight's winning row. Everyone in that row gets free tickets to the fair, which begins tonight. Woo! We got all week to celebrate. Carolina Classic Fair, barn to be wild. Get your tickets the next 10 days. Head over to the Classic Fair in the heart of Winston-Salem.
Great time, man.
Get to the fairgrounds, Mark.
Please. You don't got to tell me twice.
We actually kind of spoiled it. We're going to bring food from the fairgrounds here tonight and try it out at halftime.
A little bit of a tradition we're building here, is it not?
As part of our My 48 halftime report. More like the Watch Us Eat halftime report, but we'll mix in some fun too. 3 fourth-down stops early in this first half. So here's 3rd and 7 for West. Robitzer has time. Robitzer rolls out. Pursuit. And Robitzer tripped up. He'll gain a couple, but Adrian Solomon, great coverage by the senior linebacker.
Well, and this is a guy that is the vocal leader, not just of the defense, but of the entire team. Adrian Solomon, a lot of linebackers have rolled through East Forsyth and Kernersville. He's no different. Brings that extra pressure. The late blitzer, you see him go right on the running back that time, and then the pursuit to stay with it. Very Micah Parsons-ish, taking on the blitzer and getting down the field.
Setting up 4th and 6. And movement. Tylen Grimes thought he was on go on 1. Instead, 5 more yards. Does this change the decision on 4th and 10?
You're still back at around the 50, or right at the 50. Take it away. Yeah, they're going to punt this one away.
There comes Max Williamson, the senior punter, who last year was top 30 in the state in yardage. There's Todd Willard, earned his 200th win earlier this season. And he said 30 years into coaching, you just show up and go. Let your program continue to succeed after 2 state championships in his tenure.
But you have to build that culture first, and that's exactly what Coach Willard has done over there in Kernersville.
Coach of the Year in the state in 2018. Here's a really high snap. Williamson hangs on, and the punt, not great, but it takes a good bounce for West near the 25. Well, halfway through the second quarter, where are we going to find offense tonight?
We don't really know. We heard that there was an explosive nature to West, but so far defensively, the Eagles of East Forsyth have done an excellent job of mostly bottling up that running game and not giving up much through the air. Vice versa, this West defense has done a great job limiting those throws down the field, and when they have gone down the field, there hasn't been much success, whether it's been great defensive play or just overthrows.
This is an avatar match. If one team lives on the ground, one team lives in the air. Can someone find the fire and the wind to get this thing rolling tonight? Jaden Fulp, 4 of 11 passing in the first half. And he fakes a pass, now runs it. And Fulp will use his athleticism to get back to the line of scrimmage with Keith Taylor tapping him out.
It kind of looked like there was a little bit of miscommunication on that play. Went for the handoff, and your running back goes off to the left. You're looking for him to come back across. And it's a broken play. Fulp just does what he can to get something out of it and ends up losing a yard.
Ron Horton in this offense that scored 40 points a game last year. It's been hard churning in 2025. Filling the shoes of 5-star quarterback Bryce Baker. And how about Ron Horton driving from Raleigh every day to help out this program here in Kernersville?
Yeah. Big commitment, but you can see how much someone cares. They dedicate that much time to come. Very nice.
Here's an inside handoff, and Minka Fuller will get a yard, if that. 3rd and 9 upcoming. Although West claims they have the football, but the ball was ruled dead. Fuller progress.
Now with that one, didn't they?
That's PJD.
Yeah.
Something about those Bulldogs and finding the football.
Especially on that defensive front, man. They have been so stout for years and look like they've got another stud coming their way in Athens.
Micah Williams, their latest first-round pick in the NFL. That is an elite room in Athens. Can East stay out of trouble on this 3rd and long? Already 2 sacks tonight for this West defensive line, led by Big Turtle, number 99. Fulp, the screen. Richburg can't hang on. That would have been way short regardless. And West sniffed that play out.
Yeah, a lot of pressure got there way too quickly. Those screen passes, you've got to at least get something as an offensive line. Chip a defender, hold him up for just a second. You see right there, P.J. Dean slow plays it, ducks the shoulder underneath, and gets pressure enough to force a low throw and an incompletion.
That's 5 of 12 passing for Fulp. Nothing easy in this first half.
A lot of the times you go against this defensive front, they are not going to make anything comfortable.
Chaboy to boot it. He hit it off the side of his foot, and it dies near midfield. That's where, it hit East for a second. Friendly fire, ball at the 45. We'll take the timeout. It's a punting game here early. East versus West. Who can move north and south for touchdowns when we come back? All scoreless here in Clements. Stick with us on our My 48 game of the week.
For an official TV timeout on the field.
Tonight's game's being streamed live on our YouTube and Facebook page, Tip Top Roofing, Faith Family Football Roofing. And in the 4th quarter, we'll highlight the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to stop when a school bus, that stop arm's out and the red lights are flashing. Looks like the East student section needed a little juice after a scoreless first half. Yeah. Also at halftime, our medical minute presented by NCHSAA. Fresh set of downs for West, who's had the ball for 13 minutes, but 3 trips to the red zone, no points. Jalen Moore in motion. Here's Moses. Follows that huge offensive line, maybe the largest in the state, the gain of 5 on first down.
And you can see the presence that they have, just getting in the way of those big bodies. You've got to go around them as a defender. And it sounds like an insult, but it's not. You've got guys that big, the defense has to work around them. Opens up lanes naturally for your running backs.
It sounds like a Mark Cover bachelor party. Bunch of offensive linemen at Catawba having a blast in the mountains last week. Back to Morris. That time he stuffs the run. Great pursuit. Another tackle. But we do have a flag on the play. Solomon Brown a bit confused, the senior backer. And a 5-yard penalty here on West.
5-yard penalty.
You know, Evan, I halfway thought I heard a whistle towards the beginning of the play, but it just kind of seemed like it played through, so it should still be 2nd down.
Yeah, 2nd and 10 after the penalty. Robitzer, the counter. Moses breaks the tackle, and Moses gets 8. All that penalty yardage back. His patience in the hole is impressive.
It is, and the pulling ability of this offensive line is as well. They're getting out in space, and they're coming around and getting on defenders and holding those blocks down the field, giving Morris some time to survey. See right there, he gets there, and before he's hit, he's already back up at the 50. So that's a 5-yard gain automatically before contact.
Kevin Wallace noted the vision of Morris. It's not just the speed, the power, his ability to read those holes. And when there's 3 college athletes on this offensive line, Morris can be very patient.
And you can see when the game slows down for guys, you can notice it on the field.
Morris back to it, 3rd down. He turns the Jets on and gets 3. There's the first down, moving the chains. So he knows when not only to be patient, but hit the gas pedal.
And it's situational, right? Like right there, you just got to worry about getting the first down. You're battling a little bit here, scoreless game. Just get the necessary yards. There's no need to dance. Just get upfield north and south.
The tip-top roofing first down. Moses Morris, 8 yards to carry coming into this game. Now 100 yards total, 4.5 tonight. But this is where West has struggled. 4 trips into East territory. Robitzer looks right. Deep shot. Just past Jalen Moore. And he wanted the deep threat, the sophomore.
Had him ready to go. The sluggo that time, slanting down on the defense and then cutting right back upfield. You see right there on your screen, Jalen Moore was wide open down the field. Robitzer just leads him to the sideline that time. You just got to throw it down the field. Let your guy go make a play, run underneath the football.
Instead of a touchdown play, it's 2nd and 10. Missed opportunity for West. Robitzer, misdirection. It's Moses. Staying on his feet, breaking the tackle, and to the 36-yard line. 3rd and short upcoming. And the stop for Sam Phillips.
It's got to feel so good as an offense when you've got a guy in the backfield who can do that. You're looking at a 2nd and long. Instantly, you're now in 3rd and manageable because of his running ability. Of course, the offensive line doing their job, but he can create so much, can Moses Morris.
3rd and 3 for Kevin Wallace's offense. Morris again, zigs and zags and takes his time. Gets 5 yards on 3rd down. This Morris running ability, think of Le'Veon Bell in the NFL, how he can be patient, manipulate the hole. He's making plays you don't see at the high school level, and that's why he has 8 yards to carry.
And that's why you have a hard time moving away from a comp like Le'Veon Bell because of the patience on display.
Morris right back to it. He'll follow that big offensive line. Spins inside the 30 and the 25 right there. Gain of 6 for Morris.
I mean, you can't watch even a game like this where there's not those big explosive gains as a college coach and not just lick your chops thinking about him in your backfield.
Freshman running backs all over the ACC coming in. And another big hole. Gets 2 yards there on 2nd down.
Evan, he just stopped on that play. Like stopped dead behind his offensive line and just waited for everything to open up. You don't, like you just said, you don't see that at the high school level, at least not intentionally, just waiting for something to clear before he bursts open. Watch this. Just stops. I mean, just stops dead in his tracks before a hole opens up and he just gets those yards and feels the pressure.
New running back, Jamari Shepard in. He gets the football and is spun down. Crashing from the outside. East Forsyth sniffs it out.
Well, you got to think they're going to go for it yet again.
Chaboy and Phillips helping out on the stop. Decision time here. 3 straight 4th downs for West.
Got to keep on the ground here. That big package coming back in to take this snap.
Here comes Big Juicy 98.
But still no Moses Morris on the field.
Jumbo package for Braylon Morrow, the new quarterback. Morrow runs forward. Breaks 1, and there's the 1st down for Morrow. Finally tripped up by Edwards after 10.
A little bit of patience that time from Morrow, not just hitting the hole immediately, but waiting for something to open up and then using the burst to accelerate through.
And there's O'Marion Hayes down after this 1st down conversion.
Couldn't really see what happened there. But O'Marion Hayes, the anchor of that defensive front, really helps out a ton. A space eater within the middle of that defense, allows a lot of the guys around him to range more freely.
120 yards rushing for Morris, 117 officially. He's been pounding the ground, but that time it's the heavy package getting the job done.
You just need to get, again, situational yardage. Get that yard, keep the chains moving down the field, and get a nice run plus some on the back end.
Here comes O'Marion Hayes to his feet. Good news for the stout senior defensive lineman. A little bit ginger as he heads off.
.6'1", 300, and Evan, that is a built 300 pounds.
That's a college-sized defensive line.
Yes, it is.
And there's a reason he'll be playing at the Power 4 level next year. That'll be the test for Chosen Hyman, Edwards, and the rest of this defensive line. Now from the 15, West with the football. Morrow pounds forward. Morrow inside the 10. Big chunk on 1st down.
Nice drive going so far, not just for the West offense, but for this offensive line. These runs are now starting to take a beating on that defensive front of East.
Quick no huddle for Morrow in this modified attack. Morrow gets it, follows Moses, and he's spun down for a 1-yard gain. So here's 3rd and short coming up, Mark. This is a huge decision for West Forsyth.
Just got to keep it, again, on the ground. That's what's worked almost this entirety of this drive, keeping it on the ground here, and they're keeping that offense out there, of course, on 3rd down, but that big package comes back into the football game.
Here's a timeout and a chance to talk it over.
Official timeout on the field.
So for more on West Forsyth, here's Hannah Brady.
Moses Morris, and being a running back is in his genes. His father, Maurice Morris, was a professional NFL running back who played for both the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. Morris grew up around the game in NFL locker rooms, but Morris said that his dad raised him to where anything that he had to do, his father made him work for it. He said he feels like that's what shows on the field for him Friday nights in the way he plays, the way he runs with determination, that he wanted to make his own name, not ride off his father's success, guys.
Well, he's made quite an impression in this first half.
Yeah, he has. To speak on his father, though, Maurice Morris could run the football, fellas. I mean, he could run the football for the Seahawks back in the day. You can not easily see where that comes from, though. But it's different because he says he wants to have that mold to him as what he does. Maurice was not a guy that did a lot of juking, shaking, spinning, anything like that. Very north and south guy. So you can see where Moses looks at it, says, I want to be running back, but I want to be my own guy. And you can see how he sculpted his own way at being kind of an all-around utility guy.
Last week, 215 yards, a couple touchdowns, and that overtime loss. Another injured player, that's Sam Phillips, who Hayes has come back in, but Phillips exits. Might be a heavy dose of Morris here in the red zone.
Again, they've been so good at running on this drive. You've got to think, especially now, a couple of defenders out, you go back to the ground game yet again.
Final minute of this first half. Morrow feeds Morris, and Moses is tripped up. Another 4th down here for West.
And I'd go for it again.
Who's 0 for 3 in these spots in the red zone.
At some point, one of these has to break through, and you're now on the doorstep of the goal line. That big package still back in there.
And Costa Dupuis got a great leg, 5 of 6 on field goals this year. But West, they want this 2-yard gain.
And only those 30 seconds left as well.
Morrow, he's keeping. Morrow jukes, and Morrow's held up. Another 4th down stop.
Good night.
Dominic Chaboy-E. He's a boy. He's a playmaker. It sounded better in my head, but what a stop on 4th down.
A stop by the East defense again. Getting run on the whole way down the field, find a way to come up with a stop here late in the first half and keep us scoreless here in Clemens. What a play by this defensive group.
Any thought on the kick as we move forward if you're West?
Well, look, you're playing to win this game. You understand what you've done on this drive. Continue to go with that. But as we get into the later parts of this game, you got to start weighing those decisions more heavily about just getting points on the board.
Timeout, East Forsyth.
East calls a timeout. And that's before the snap.
Maybe some procedural stuff. I guess I'm trying to figure out how much more procedural we want to go than taking a knee and getting out of here.
While we have a moment, stay tuned for the My 48 halftime report. We'll have the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes, interviews with the principals, the coaches, and some fair food on My 48 Sports, your home for local sports. There's literally fair food right behind us right now. I'm ready to just like turn around and take it, but
you smell
I got to
it?
be patient. And
Can you smell it, though?
No, how could you not? Here
Oh, my gosh.
Here in beautiful Jerry Peoples Stadium. 3 trips to the red zone, no points.
That's just
for
unbelievable.
West.
Unbelievable.
And 3 times stopped on 4th down.
And you're going between the 20s. They've looked unstoppable running the football, especially on that last drive. But now they've gotten inside those close quarters, and they have not been able to punch it in, once by a turnover, and the other couple times stopped on 4th down. Just not what you're looking for if you're West. Really, either side in this offensive slow fest.
And East looks very content to kneel the football. They'll take it to halftime. If you had scoreless East versus West, 2 of the top 20 teams in the state, your bingo card would be lit up right now.
And you might be the only person to have that set.
So we'll get ready for halftime. Hannah will get thoughts from the coaches here in just a second. Mark, what are your thoughts on the first 24 minutes?
Again, it's just the missed opportunities for West Forsyth in the first half. Those red zone trips, not just coming away with limited points, but absolutely nothing has given this East Forsyth group a chance and some confidence going into halftime.
3 important trips to the red zone. You see West climbing back up. Some adjustments for Kevin Wallace. He's going to talk to Hannah in just a moment. And then for East, their defense is bent, but found a way to get stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it comes down to right now. This rivalry game, no points on the board. You're doing your best to hold them limited to points.
Let's go down to Hannah Brady.
Coach, stopped on 4th down right there. Offensively, how do you get things going in the second half?
We got to finish drives. We're not digging in enough. We got to find an attitude and an effort to get it done. So we'll figure it out. We'll draw some stuff up, change some things, give us a little bit different front, so we'll be okay.
Defensively, this first half, that was all it was about. How do you like the way that your defense has responded to their tempo?
Yeah, they've been playing well, keeping them behind the chains, haven't given up any explosive plays. We got to do a better job on offense.
Thank you, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you.
We have a whole lot more in store for you right here. Stay with us on the My 48 Halftime Report coming up next.
I have a list. Thank you. Thank you.
Round of applause for your West Forsyth Titans.
Throughout the 2025 Carolina Classic Fair Friday Night Rival season, Tatum & Atkinson Law Firm will recognize an exceptional senior student athlete from each of the participating schools with a plaque presentation prior to each game. This week's Tatum & Atkinson Scholar athletes are from West Forsyth High School. West Forsyth's Haynes Robertser is the starting quarterback for the Titans and was named as top quarterback of the Triad and best footwork by top scouter recruiter. He was invited to apply for the National Technical Honor Society and currently holds a current 4.0 GPA. Haynes has also been nominated for the Play of the Week and is predicted to be a Central Piedmont Conference 7A, 8A MVP. Haynes plans to continue his academic career at the collegiate level and to pursue a degree at the college or university of his choice. From East Forsyth High School, East Forsyth's Dominic Chaboy, a 3-year varsity football and varsity basketball player. He is all-conference on basketball and a team captain for football. He is on the Honor Roll, the National Social Studies Honor Society, and currently holds a 4.386 weighted GPA. Dominic gives back to his community by volunteering for Kernersville Raiders youth football. Dominic is one of 4 brothers and says, quote, he has the greatest parents in the world. Haynes, Dominic, and other nominated students are also eligible to win a $5,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season.
You're watching the My 48 Halftime Report. My 48 Sports, your home for local sports. I'm Hannah Brady, now joined alongside West Forsyth's principal, Mrs. SC, Ayanna Sutton-Chaplin. Mrs. SC, thanks so much for the time. Just first, let's talk about how you have the opportunity of leading West Forsyth. How do you overcome the challenges of leading a large, comprehensive High School, as well as such strong athletic programs?
Well, I believe athletics play a critical role in fostering not only academic excellence, but also the social and physical development of students. And I am grateful and blessed to have unwavering support from my athletic director, my assistant athletic director, and their leadership and commitment to our athletic programs have been phenomenal.
And what life lessons do you teach your student athletes and your students?
To stand on business, being responsible and accountable, owning their choices, both good and bad, being a person of integrity, you know, being able to persevere through adversity and different challenges that they may face.
And speaking of adversity, how have you seen your students and faculty rise above challenges this school year within transitions?
Wow, my students as well as my staff, they have been very, very supportive through all these transitions. And while the transitions and changes have impacted the students and the overall culture of West Forsyth, we are persevering and we're going to push through together.
Well, Mrs. SC, it's always a pleasure having you on the Halftime Report. Thank you so much for your time.
Have a good night. Thank you.
We'll be right back. A whole lot more in store for you on the My 48 Halftime Report. We'll be talking to the assistant principal for East Forsyth High School. Stay with us. Welcome back to the My 48 Halftime Report. I'm Hannah Brady, now joined alongside the assistant principal for East Forsyth High School, Carmen Lemons. Carmen, thank you so much for spending a few moments with me on the My 48 Halftime Report.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, let's talk about your student athletes first up. I mean, just talk about what's unique about East Forsyth High School and how your student athletes excel both on the field and in the classroom.
So what's unique at East Forsyth High School, we have a culture of both excellence and we have a culture of both commitment from our student athletes, from our families, and from our coaches. One of the main things that we like to focus on is we like to focus on academics, and we just make sure that the message to our students is that the same performance that you perform in the classroom is the same type of performance that we expect on the field.
Now, at the end of the quarter, what's the energy around campus right now, and what are some goals that you're most excited for?
So right now we have one more week left, and we're just having our students focusing on finishing the quarter strong. We will have some fun towards the end of next week because we have homecoming, which will give our students an opportunity to show some of that Eagle pride.
Well, Carmen, thanks so much for joining me here on the My 48 Halftime Report. We appreciate it always.
All right, thank you so much.
We might be at halftime here, but there's a whole lot more football happening across the country. Let's take a look at some of the Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Are you kidding? What just happened? flipped out of his hands, and it's a touchdown for Jaden Pierce.
Are we doing?
Oh my goodness.
Here's Knuckles. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Running under it, making the catch. What a catch by Cade Mitchell.
Holy cow for the Food City touchdown. And
Plus stop of the game, Jeremiah Cruz. He had a few of those tonight. Jeremiah laying the wood.
250 yards passing. Now he wants to take a shot. Looking to hang this one up for Gardner, and he drops it to him, and Gardner makes a move at the 35. Gardner's still on his feet. Gardner's got 3 touchdowns tonight. Senior's got 5.
Polka fires. Ball is intercepted by the Rams. It's Mason Wydra with the pick. And here comes the Rams the other way on the turn. Here he goes, right side of the field. Wydra with some blockers. Wydra on the return of the interception. He's all the way down to the 10, the 5. Wydra returns it for the score. Mason Wydra.
Receiver in motion. He will roll right. Under pressure. Still on his feet. Trying to find somebody downfield. He's in trouble. He'll throw it to the back of the end zone. The receiver's wide open. Touchdown, McQueen.
Welcome back to Clemens, North Carolina, and nothing brings people together more than faith, family, football, and fair food. The fair is off and running. He's Mark. I'm Evan. Hannah's going to eat down there. Let's dive right in because we could talk about food all day. These are the Deep Riz Smash Burgers. So, Mark, here you go, my friend.
There we go.
You're about to get married. This might be the greatest night of your life. Eating some fair food.
Up until 3 weeks from now.
Up until a couple of weeks from now.
That? Look at that bad
Smash
boy.
Masters. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, man. The bacon hits. Bacon's fantastic.
Yeah, it does. You know, we heard that there was like some spice to
aioli
it.
in there. Yeah.
A little bit of jalapeno. It's pretty good, though. Oh, really good.
I'll tell you what. Have another bite of that. And then we have jerk chicken meatballs. So let's just keep the party rolling. Little taste of Jamaica mix in there. You want some meatballs?
Yeah, whoa. More of an Italian thing normally. Hannah, what you got going on?
I got a burger down here. I'm about to dip it in this sauce too. I just had that meatball.
Sauce?
That was pretty good. Yeah, I got sauce.
Whoa.
Yeah, you got all
Look
the
at this,
you got all the razz down there for us.
The meatballs
Look at that.
nice.
And
That's
and the jerk chicken
little bite.
corn too. I mean, I'm not going to go all Kobayashi on you for
Look at this thing.
That's pretty tasty.
They're good.
Ooh, the spices on the corn are fantastic.
Look, it's Hannah's first fair food game. So we're trying to break her in the good way
Hannah's
here.
so polite
My
and
first fair
appropriate and following the rules. And Mark and I are just going all in.
Oh, yeah. Well, what, third year doing this now?
These smash burgers are worth every bite.
Hannah, you got to understand something. When we're doing this, there are no rules. Ultimately, there are no rules.
All
within
in,
this.
have some fun. Hey, by
Oh
the
my
way,
gosh.
how about our friends from Thirst Brothers? These new lemonades. I have the OA flavor.
Oh,
You-
wow.
You got the cotton candy flavor.
Yeah, very
Look at
good.
that.
Try these out.
I got like wipe my hands off.
Y'all have this waffle on the stick. Look at this.
Look at that
Look
bad
at
boy.
that thing.
Look at that.
We have a couple up here. Actually, we haven't got to
I already
those
ate
yet.
some of my waffle earlier.
Yeah,
I
he
will
did.
apologize.
He got
That's pretty
excited.
good.
But it was
right
cinnamon flavored. It was fantastic.
So look at this. Look at this bad boy here. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's like an Oreo flavor. It looks a little. It doesn't taste like blue raspberry.
I'm in
But
heaven.
it's blue.
No, it tastes like a strawberry shortcake. This is incredible.
I love my wife, but I love the fair so much more. So any chance we can go to the Carolina Classic Fair, we're going.
I haven't been to the fair in so long,
We're going all week. We got a great
so I'm
opportunity.
going back to my childhood right now.
The food's really good. Oh, I think we got one more thing to try here. So,
So okay, so what she got down there? Which
you did
lemonade
the
do you have,
corn,
Hannah?
you did the
I
waffle
have-
on the stick.
I have
Down there.
strawberry creamsicle soda right here. Watch that
Strawberry
waffle down.
creamsicle soda. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's pretty tasty.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not too sweet. It's not too sweet. It's a little sweet. It's the right amount of sweetness, I think.
That's how we do it. We got plenty of extras for the crew, too.
Yes, we do.
Especially the jerk chicken meatballs.
Oh, yeah.
They're great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. That
I
hits
could
a
roll.
lot.
I could roll through that corn.
My hands
all
are a
night
little
long.
sticky.
We've had a little bit to eat. We got more football going on. We'll be right back after this because we're going to enjoy some food. Talk to you guys in a few minutes here on My 48.
Oh, that's actually.
Nikki.
The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services is proud to present you with this Medical Minute.
For the behavioral health urgent care, what we do is we help clients in need and get connected to resources to get help with mental health, substance use, case management services.
Anybody can come in 24/7 to get an assessment completed. The first step is the hardest step, but once you get in, we'll make sure that we walk you through the process and explain things clearly so that you feel more comfortable with coming in.
Behavioral health urgent care is where you go when you have an emergent or urgent need. The same as you would take a broken arm to the emergency room, except you're coming to us because you aren't feeling emotionally well.
I think we offer comfort. Having a sounding board, having somebody who understands and can empathize with what they are going through.
To learn more, visit ncdhhs.gov/crisis services.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to the My 48 Halftime Report. I'm Hannah Brady, now joined alongside Lillian Craven from the Carolina Classic Fair. Lillian, while Yodi and Ethan are doing a pretzel stacking competition, we're going to talk a little bit about the fair. It started today, which is so exciting. So tell me a little bit about what is new at the fair.
Well, we've got some new foods, and y'all just sample some of those, so those are really awesome. We've got the QRC Ice Rink and the U.S. Army Grandstand shows. All that is included with your fair admission ticket, so we're super excited about both of those.
Now, speaking of the food, it was so good, so good. Thank you for providing that. But just talk to us a little bit about what's on the menu for the fair.
Yeah, I mean, there's deep fried everything. Y'all tried the burger. There's deep fried peanut butter cookie dough. Dubai chocolate is a big thing right now. Strawberry and everything is sort of popular, so lots of good options.
And then what are you excited about most for the fair?
Just to see everybody out and about. I mean, it's a yearly tradition in Winston-Salem that we get to put on, and it's just really special. This is our 143rd year, so it's, like I said, it's really special to see everybody come out in our community.
Well, Lillian, thanks so much for your time. And we'll have to get out to the Carolina Classic Fair, and I think Ethan won our pretzel stacking competition, so a whole lot of fun happening down here, guys.
Thank you, Hannah. I was too busy eating, but I really enjoyed that pretzel stacking competition. How about some numbers from this first half? Because it was a tale of two different ways of moving the football. West on the ground, East through the air in those first 24 minutes.
There just wasn't a lot, though, for East. And that was the biggest problem, is they had a couple of passing attempts that they had. Offensively, receivers were open. Down the field, had yards to gain, but just some throws that were overthrown deep down the field limited their explosiveness in the first half through the air.
Now you see the rushing for West, impressive in terms of yards per carry, but it's 3 trips to the red zone and no points for West.
Yeah, and then that's going to be the biggest thing we talk about potentially for this ball game, depending on how it finishes out, is West really had an opportunity 3 different times to not just get points on the board, but really the way this game went in the first half put a stranglehold on what was really a thing that they haven't been able to do in the last 6 years, is beat this East team. They just need to find a way to get to the end zone and get points on the board.
And Hannah Brady, hello. How you doing down there?
Defensive first half. How did you like the way that group responded for you?
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say from our defense? I mean, they've been playing lights out all year. We got to get this offense going.
Speaking of the offense, all week you talked to me about making explosive plays. What was the message in the locker room to do that?
Right now, we'd like to get 5 yards, to be honest. So we just got to take whatever they give us, and we got to try to move the chains.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys.
Todd Willard's such a nice man, isn't he?
He is. You can tell there's a little bit of frustration there right now, but they have everything figured out over there on the east sideline.
The 200-game winner looking for adjustments at halftime. All scoreless here in the Village. We'll be back after this.
Oh, get in there.
A scoreless 24 minutes here in Clemens, West versus East. And Mark, right now, we just heard from Todd Willard, which team can make big plays offensively?
Well, it's going to have to be, for him, it's going to have to be East, but they've lacked that ability all season long, and it did not happen here in the first half of tonight's game. Missed opportunities down the field. Again, those overthrows we talked about, and then a couple of different opportunities putting the ball on the ground deep in enemy territory for West. Results in a turnover eventually for East.
East defense, 3 huge red zone stops. And now we're ready to kick off the second half here in Clemens. West gets the football first. And returnable kick here for James Epps. He'll dive forward. That's Daniel Bunker, the DB. Best field position of the night for West on the kick return.
And now they have to find a way, as you heard Kevin Wallace going into the locker room, find a way to finish a drive. You get 3 inside the red zone, and you have literally nothing to show for it. That's not winning football. And in a 0-0 game, you're essentially new ball game here going into half number 2. You got to find a way to finish some drives here and get points on the board.
Only 2 pass completions in the first half. Everything on the ground for West. So Robitzer to fire, goes short and overshoots his target. Wanted Jalen Moore.
Just seems to be a theme tonight. Overthrows down the field when you've got guys there. Jalen Moore, wide open, did his job, won the route to the outside, working that sideline. And Robitzer just cannot get the football down.
That's a pretty easy play drawn up, wide open receiver.
And I wonder, you saw that late hand go up along the defensive line for East, if maybe that came into his field of view and it affected his throw.
Here's 2nd and 10 for Robitzer. He'll feed Morris. Moses parting the white sea. He gets nearly a first down. Give him 5 right there.
That's pretty incredible, isn't it?
I mean, his ability to maneuver this defense is fun to watch.
And he sets up defenders so well. You see, once he gets past the line of scrimmage right here, foot in the ground, and he gets upfield, and because he does that, he gains an extra couple yards on the back end of that run.
Big time first-year transfer addition, senior back Moses Morris. He's nearing 1,000 yards on this young season. Morris gets a few more right here, cuts it back. Out past the 45 and enough for the first on the Crescent Ford first down. This hasn't been the problem.
You love the ability down there to follow blocks. A lot of credit, though, that time to P.J. Dean out wide. He comes down and throws that pivotal block on the edge. Able to bust that play open for Morris along the edge and pick up the first down.
West Forsyth coming in. 300 yards rushing a game. They have lived on the ground. Can they execute on this half of the field, though? Fresh set of downs. Robitzer with a deep shot, and that's way short. There was a lot of contact, but I'm not sure either player gets to the underthrown football.
Just thrown way too far to the inside. Honestly, if anyone had a better shot at it, it was the defender down the field for East. That was a wounded duck from the start. I don't know what happened there coming out of Robitzer's hands.
You know what happens when you go ski shooting and you fire it away and you hit it 50 yards out. That's what happened.
He had his man there. It just kind of came out a little funky. Not really an explanation that time.
Robitzer, who transferred in from Lake Norman in the Mooresville area.
And you have a guy, Tylen Grimes, down the field who has the size advantage as well.
Here's 2nd and 10. Robitzer. That time through the hands of Jalen Moore. That's a well-thrown football.
Yeah, it is. That's not on Robitzer that time. That is certainly on Jalen Moore. Again, winning the route. These receivers have done that for the most part tonight and have had overthrown footballs, underthrown, whatever it may be. This time, it's put right on the money, and Moore just has that mental lapse and does not secure the football.
Some early mistakes for West Forsyth in the passing game.
Think about how big that is. You're talking about a fresh set of downs at the very least. Now 3rd and long.
Robitzer with a 4-man rush. Another deep shot. That's a duck. And there's a flag. A lot of contact between Pleasant and the receiver, Jalen Moore.
On the coverage, number 3.
Case to go both ways here, Evan.
Yeah, who was grabbing who?
Right, exactly. And they're going to really try to decipher who the first one was. Give some credit, though, to Jalen Moore there. Realize that ball is underthrown. If you can't get back to it, try to sell it and get a call down the field.
You know?
They're locked in, but
I kind of like your offsetting penalty thought there. And it's on the defense. So first down here for
And
West.
this is where it's hard to get the offsetting penalty there because the defender's locked in. And as soon as you see a receiver getting dragged down to the ground, that defender's underneath, pretty much surmise that the defender had a hold of him. He's falling backwards and pulls him down to the ground. It's a tough position to be in as a DB.
And here's West, 4th trip into East Territory. First 3, all stopped on 4th down. And 3 of those trips in the red zone.
But this drive already, Evan, to start the second half, all these down the field shots have to back the defense up.
Morris bounces back left. Morris dragging defenders. Morris breaking through to the 22.
How about the patience?
On Taylor Swift Album Week, Morris dropping great dimes here.
Yeah, you want a better one? How about this? He just shakes it off, bounces back to the left side, and gets a couple defenders to go along with him.
Takes 4 to bring down Moses. And here's a whistle. False start, slowing down West Forsyth.
If you got in to win big money, get out those tickets. We will be announcing the winning ticket here in a few minutes.
What an incredible run, though.
Yeah.
18 yards, dragging everyone on East defense.
It's just a kid that gets it, Evan. He gets the ability to run the football, and sometimes there's just things you can't teach. And having that sense, that wherewithal, that presence of mind to know how the play's developing, a lot of times it's just something you cannot teach.
Back to Morris. And he's going nowhere. Good pursuit by Chosen Hyman. Great name, better tackle, his 25th stop.
And give a lot of credit also there on your middle of your screen. Number 8, Sam Phillips, comes down to finish the play off as well. These are guys, again, that are very quick defensively. So they're very used to not just getting to the football, but getting there in swarms.
East defensive line, they haven't won the physicality battle, but they're so fast they've made up for it.
And it allows them to make up for that size. As big as they've ever been up front, but the speed is still there.
Here's 2nd and 15 off the penalty, and a bad snap. Robitzer hangs on. Goes short to Moses. He finds a hole. Morris is in. Touchdown, West Forsyth.
27-yard touchdown pass to Moses Morris. Touchdown.
Morris makes something out of nothing and scores from 30.
I mean, it's not clean, and it's not how you drew it up, but again, presence of mind. This time, Robitzer gets the snap, doesn't go to the ground, picks it up, stays calm. And that's the first win of the play. And then evaluates, scans, finds Morris in the open, in the flat, and from there it's a foot race to the pylon.
The run-home of a triad touchdown. Not the prettiest play, but West have been struggling all night in the red zone. They finally get something, and it takes a fumble and a bad pass to break loose for Morris.
100%. Again, the presence of mind from Robitzer to field the ball, not go down with it, scans, surveys, stays calm, and finds his all-do-everything running back in the flat for the score.
All right, here we go. 50-50. Parking lot, you're blocking spots, and your car will be towed. Once again, if you're parked in the second lot by the gym.
Welcome back to West Forsyth High School. Stay tuned as we'll highlight the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. West Forsyth, they stormed through the stoplight in the red zone that time. Moses Morris scoring from 29 yards.
And just again, I can't talk enough about how Robitzer makes that play happen. Notices the snap is low, doesn't get the ball, doesn't panic, just picks it up, resets himself, surveys the field, and finds Morris in the flat. That play, that touchdown doesn't happen without your quarterback staying calm and composed in that moment.
There's Costa Dupuis, the talented kicker. He stayed on the sideline almost all night. He gets his second boot of the game, and the ball falls off the tee.
Pretty incredible that that's how we get our first score of the game.
On a fumbled snap, lateral pass, and a streak up the field.
Well, the way things have gone tonight, it's probably about par for the course.
Finally, points here in the East-West battle. And a whistle on the kick. We have a flag back at the point of the contact.
Signaling for a false start.
You don't see that a lot.
Not at all.
Yeah, it was out in front of the kicker here.
Oh, man.
Not in my special teams vocabulary.
No. Something that even all these years later just doesn't really feel real? I don't know. Nevertheless, we kick again.
So Dupuy gets another chance at it. Third-year starting kicker, the senior.
Let's see how strong that leg really is.
This one a bit shorter. And that's a live football. Scooped up by East. Here's Tristan McQueen. No lightning speed there. Tripped up at the 30. And that's where East will have the football.
Well, now your offense gets first points of the game on the board. Defense just sitting out there for the better part of those first 3 minutes of the half, of the quarter. And now they come out here with the job of stopping this offense yet again.
East in that first half, -7 yards on the ground for Jaden Fulp. Full pass, Rottweiler gets him the football. Rottweiler is dragged down. Keith Taylor, the senior, all over it.
See how fast he got to the football. Rottweiler stumbles out of his stance that time, cannot get there. But Taylor was a heat-seeking missile that time. Just breaks through the line, finds the hole, brings down Rottweiler.
Taylor will play on a college roster next year. His vision, his elusive speed. He's a physical guy, too. Makes a lot of plays.
There's a lot, again, the frame as well to build with. 6'2" already.
Has a 6'6" wingspan. I don't want that guy near my fair food.
No.
Keep him away. He'll find it. Second 11 now for East. Little play action. Fulp going long and has him! Christian Zepeda! Touchdown, East! Just what East needed. 69-yard pop to tie it.
And finally, the explosive play emerges. Takes the top off the defense. Zepeda streaking down the hash in the middle of the field. And this time, a beautifully thrown football by Jaden Fulp. Down the field, a strike over the top. And the Eagles find pay dirt.
2 scores in 50 seconds, and here's the offense on the run home of a triad touchdown.
Where's it been? Just saving it for the second half.
All they needed was some fair food. The kick-start of the offenses. Here's Ismar Areola Meza on the, oh boy, bad snap. And this is a live ball, although in high school it's a dead ball. Once the defense scoops it up. They're watching too much of those Eagles-Ram highlights from a couple weeks ago. And instead, a missed extra point. How about this touchdown, though? You know what?
Impressive.
Let's get some more fair food.
More fair food.
We'll go to timeout.
Zepeda down the field, touchdown for the Eagles.
For this TV timeout, we'd like to recognize our Athletic Booster Club sponsor, tonight's game day sponsor, East Coast Wings. Also, AAA Self-Storage, a Legacy Federal Credit Union, AM Erector, Blue Wolf Dental, Brad Roman, State Farm Insurance, Clean Air Environmental, Clemens Carpet, Clemens Trace Village, CP3 Basketball Academy, PS Brandon Plumbing, East Coast Wings, Hayworth Miller Funeral Home of Louisville, Heather Hopkinson and Associates, AD Financial.
Welcome back to Clemens. Coming up in the fourth quarter, we have tonight's Carolina Classic Fair Player of the Game. 10 days of awesome at the Corona Classic Fair. Later in the fourth, we'll have our Caring Hands play of the game. Caring Hands Home Health, put your loved ones in our caring hands. And then after that, we'll have our Norris Automotive drive of the game. Norris Automotive, foreign and domestic repair, serving Mebane and Burlington.
You get a read, and you get a read, and you get a read.
But the missed extra point here, huge, midway through this third quarter.
Looming large in a game that has had no shortage of mishaps. That is the latest one. It's the only thing stopping us from having a tie ball game yet again.
It was a bad snap by East that ruined the extra point chance. And this kick is returnable. Jalen Moore from the 1. And Moore gets out to the 25. That's where West starts with the football after an explosive touchdown drive.
Just waited all evening long, heard about how the explosive play had to come back. Todd Willard and his staff preaching it in the last 2 weeks since that Mooresville loss. And now it finds itself here in the early phases of the second half, finally breaking through on their first offensive possession of half number 2.
Tonight's game also being streamed live on our YouTube and Facebook page. Tip Top Roofing helping us with that. Tip Top Roofing, Faith Family Football Roofing. And points in this third quarter. Hey, how about that?
Yeah.
Haynes Robitz are back to work. Feeds the man of the hour, Moses Morris. And Morris into a brick wall of white defenders. O'Marion Hampton, the bear crawl stop. Man, that's 300 right on top of you.
Yeah, probably not the best place you want to be on this field right now. But, Evan, you can't help but wonder, all the runs in the first half, how is this defensive front of East going to react as this half goes on? Because if they start to wear down, you're going against a formidable front as well as one of the better running backs in the area.
After a 1-yard rush, quick toss. Oh, almost picked. Great read by number 2, Zion Dobson, the sophomore.
There was a couple different Eagles that had swarmed down and soared underneath that pass to break that one up. They attack the line of scrimmage. You see right there, getting through those blocks. I mean, Jalen Moore, even if he catches that ball, is going nowhere.
That was right in the danger zone of pass interference. Good timing by Dobson.
If you're going to be aggressive, you got to live by the sword and die by the sword. That Ty Dobson times it perfectly. Does a great job breaking up that pass.
Replacing former all-conference starters Caden Martin and Elijah Edwards on the outside. This is a young secondary for East. Third and long now for West. And movement. 2 flags down.
Multiple flags on the play. False start. Gives the Titans 5-yard penalty.
6th penalty for West tonight.
Tough, and they've been fighting themselves in these regards. This offensive line has been very good. But at a certain point, especially with the passing game not being where it's supposed to be right now, 3rd and long like this is not where you want to be at all.
And keep in mind, top defensive lineman Lucas Vandergrift, who was out with a wrist injury, he's back in. It's his first play of the game. He's missed 2 weeks, 51 in white. Can he provide pressure on 3rd and 14? Vandergrift, a 3-man rush. Good ball, and Moore's there. Jalen cuts back. He's got enough for the first, but a flag in the backfield. This might be coming back.
It was not a long developing play, but it is a hold.
That negates the 20-yard completion.
See right here at the bottom of your screen. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. Just right up around the neck that time.
That's A.J. McLeod, the Alabama State commit on left tackle.
Just cannot have that. Gets beat to the outside and makes it worse by getting that hold.
Pardon me, that's Keith Foster, who's also playing Division I football next year.
You got to be able to wash that defender by. Just get those hands down.
So West has to get to the 35-yard line here on 3rd down. And this Eagle defense soaring with Vandergrift will feed Moses. And he's way short of the stick, so here's West for the punting unit and the 3rd down stop.
Outside of building that yards per carry average on that run, really not much for this offense. Again, did a really great job, converts the 3rd down, negated by the hold, and all they can do is just run a draw play that time to get some yards and get out of the shadow of their own goalpost.
Kevin Wallace begging his offense to come off the field. Those penalties inflicted that drive.
And he knows it. He knows how important that offensive line is. As a group, they are the ones that really have a say in how this team does throughout the year.
Another whistle before the Williamson punt.
Offside against the Eagles.
Now this is on the defense, so it becomes 4th and 10.
I can't think it changes what you're doing out there, though. Still a punt.
I said that in the first half, and West went for it on fourth down 5 different times.
That's true.
This might be a bit too far with a 1-point lead. Here's the senior punter, Williamson. Rugby style, runs for his life, puts a booming kick.
Hello.
And Jai Richburg takes 4 defenders to bring him down.
Tell you what, Evan, that was one heck of a punt down the field. Flipped the field a little bit.
That's Liam Manor and others on the stop.
I mean, that's as good as it possibly gets, especially at the high school level. Get a punt way down the field in your coverage unit. By the time Richburg had that football in his hands, you had 3 different Titans there to wrangle him down.
So East has a superstar in Jai Richburg. He's a 4-star wide receiver. Only 3 catches tonight. How do they get him more involved?
So you got to take those shots down the field. Already saw it once on their last drive, but you guys try to take those shots down the field.
There's a handoff to Craig McGee, the backup tailback. He gets nothing on first down.
I just remember a couple years ago, Evan, the first time we saw Jai Richburg play for this East Forsyth squad, Todd Willett was giddy about what he brought to the offense. It was a deep threat at that time, trying to grow into those shoulder pads. Now full-fledged 6'4" stud on the outside.
Richburg, 7 touchdowns, leads the Central Piedmont, and he's part of an elite receiving corps in this program. Keyshawn Brown now at Duke, an all-conference standout. Josh Alston playing at FCS football. Even J.P. Gilchrist playing. It's 4 to 5 years of consistent playmakers on the outside.
Yeah.
Gilchrist running deep this time. Here's a deep shot the other way, and a nice conversion of Cepeda, who's joining that lineage of big receivers.
And you can see he's got a good feel, a good rapport with Fulp right now. Just does the comeback route, finds it, wins the route yet again, comes back to the sideline, and a well-placed football again.
We talk about Ohio State with Njigba and their receivers as wide receiver U in college. Well, what makes East Forsyth a dangerous unit with their receivers?
Well, you see how the receivers are able to do different things. It's not just a bunch of guys that can run deep routes, underneath, intermediate. It's a whole bunch of things. You've got guys that do different things very well, and you've got guys that, just like Richburg, are very talented at doing everything very well, can run the whole route tree, have a good concept of where those routes are supposed to stop, start, accelerate, decelerate. That's what makes a difference, and that comes down to coaching ultimately.
East Forsyth, top 5 passing team in the state the last 3 years. Now Bryce Baker, a big part in that. This year's team, Mark, you look at the passing numbers, it's only 7 completions, but there's a big play in the third, a Cepeda touchdown. A little bit of life here in the second half.
And you're not going to look at Fulp's numbers and think they're bad. I mean, this is a kid with now 13 touchdown passes and 2 picks on the year. You would think, oh my gosh, they're doing really wonderful. But has not topped 1,000 yards passing yet this year. And that's where it is. Like, they're doing a good job of getting the football into the end zone in those shorter fields, but when they have to drive, that's where it's been a bigger challenge for this Eagles offense so far this year.
Richburg, 3rd in the state in receiving last season. You see that NC State sticker. He's ready to go to Raleigh here in no time. Some NC State coaches on hand pregame, checking out their star receiver, including Terrell Anderson from this area, who's now at NC State. Here's a quick toss to McGee. And Craig gets stonewalled. Hard to get past P.J. Dean, the Georgia commit.
Yeah, just flared out to the side. Really hard to get past him. Again, 4-star guy. Talked about the other 4-star on the other guy in Richburg. P.J. Dean is a monster on the edge. See how lean he is on the outside. Very sudden with his movements as well, and does a really nice job sensing where the play goes.
Dean's the 9th-ranked prospect in the state. This guy can play. You see his ability to read the line of scrimmage, all over the place, making stops. And he's got 5 tackles tonight. It looks like East will change the play on 2nd and long. So Fulp rolls out of the pocket. Dean pressuring. Fulp with 3 on him. Gets back the line of scrimmage, and there's a flag.
That's a face mask. That's pretty easy along the sideline.
30 with the angled him out.
And for more on this elusive quarterback, here's Hannah Brady.
Yeah, guys, you've talked about J.D. Folk being a backup for the past 2 years, so confidence is something that Coach Willer and his staff have been working with him on. When I spoke with Coach this week, he said that Folk was not so much of a vocal leader, but rather just goes out there and does his thing. And for East guys, that's something that's a little different for them than years past. As a leader for this offense, Folk is being challenged to bring more energy to the huddle, not go through the motions, but really use his voice to command life into an offense that is used to a steady, confident leader, guys.
With this lineage of Rayner and Bryce Baker, guys playing at the next level, it's impressive that Fulp can fill this role.
But he makes good decisions. Like, he doesn't have that vocal aspect to him that you would love out of all your quarterbacks. But sometimes leading by example matters, and that last play is a good example of it. Defense flows, he doesn't make a bad throw.
Off the penalty, here's Richburg on the toss. Dean is everywhere, and he gets help from Nick Goodrum, the senior captain.
I mean, just right there. You see the speed off the edge that time. It's not just getting back to the quarterback that makes you a great edge rusher, right? It's about playing the run and how you do that, staying steady, reading what an offense does, and then reacting appropriately. Watch Dean just stretch this thing out, and no one keeps up with him along the edge. Goodrum does a really good job of also playing outside to bring the play back in.
P.J. Dean, the 4-star defensive lineman, top-ranked D lineman in this state. Last year it was Bryce Davis, who's now at Duke, making things happen. Here's a deep shot. Cepeda hangs on, and he brings it in inside the 10.
That rapport between
Cepeda. Oh, and he hits the referee. Where's the flag? Give him 15 more.
That rapport between Fulp and Cepeda right now is really showing off. That time down the field, a lot of those passes, it seems like Fulp has calmed down, has reset himself here in the second half, and puts a dime down the field.
Back-to-back big completions to Christian Cepeda on a Crescent Ford first down inside the Cook Reynolds red zone.
That's the sudden, quick playability we've been looking for.
New quarterback in, Minka Fuller. And East will call a timeout late in this third quarter. So that new formation had East just a bit off.
Marley Williams came in there late, tried to get into the formation.
We got a busy weekend of sports here on My 40 and ABC 45. SEC loaded slate, and then Florida State, Miami, the nightcap. Is the U back?
We're going to find out. I mean, so far they passed their test so far this year. Notre Dame in the first week of the season, so next one in Tallahassee.
That's all on ABC. Full slate of games coming up. And then, of course, Monday Night Football. Always a good time for sports. How about the Kansas City Chiefs in a must-win situation?
Sneaky good Jags team, too, at home. I'll tell you, at night you go down to Jacksonville, it's a little freaky down there. You never know what's going to happen.
A little Halloween vibes going on.
Look, Patrick Mahomes, though, seemed to find his form last week against Baltimore. 4 touchdown passes.
Check out that game all across the ESPN family of networks. Download the ESPN app today as well. Back here on the high school slate, 2 of the top 20 teams in the state. One's ranked 15th, one's ranked 16th. Each have played the number 1 team in the state, Grimsley. They've been very competitive. Now they battle for a top 10 spot themselves.
Thank you.
So that formation staying out there. A little bit different look. How about all those guys formed in the backfield?
Here's Fulp out of the timeout. Play action. Jaden, hey, scrambling. Fulp just chucks it out of bounds with Dean in pursuit. And Davey Eldridge right there with him.
Haven't talked much about the newest Eldridge to the slate. Turtle.
One of 10 Eldridge kids, with Fat Daddy and Fat joining the program in the next couple of years.
Can't make it up, man. We even asked Kevin, like, there's got to be the flashcards you go through, just like, this is Fat, this is Fat Daddy, this is Turtle. D-Rock from a couple years ago.
Davion and Davier, who played recently. Here's a flag. An eligible man downfield on East.
I don't know how you keep up with that many kids, Evan. Especially playing the football.
Flags against the Eagles. 5-yard penalty.
So East will bring in a whole new formation of guys here on second and a long goal to go.
And this might be something that actually ends up helping out East Forsyth. put the football in the air. Those passing lanes now a little bit more field for this defense to cover.
And some more confusion here with the referees and Todd Willard getting on the same page. And okay, looks like we're moving back some more yards here.
What is this?
We don't have an explanation yet, but now it's a 15-yard penalty.
Ineligible participation against the Eagles.
So there were 2 players wearing the same number for East. And there are double numbers up and down this East roster. So here's 2nd and long. Fulp with time. Fulp chucks it deep, incomplete. Wanted his Brody Franco. And good coverage in the secondary, Nick Goodrum.
Well, you're testing a linebacker in coverage along the sideline that time, but Nicholas Goodrum plays that one to a T. As far as linebacker coverage is concerned, that might be clinical tape right there. Stays with the receiver, and again, plays through the hands. Look at him reacting. Going up against Franklin that time, just reacting to when his hands go in the air. Nice job by Goodrum down the field.
Here's 3rd and goal. Fulp, end zone shot, wants Cepeda, and he answers the call. Touchdown, East Forsyth. This man's on fire in the second half. 2 bailout throws for a 3rd down score.
And another dime, another dot into the back corner of the end zone this time from Fulp. I mean, you cannot put a ball better than what he just did there to Cepeda. That is a thing of beauty down the field. Perfect spiral to the spot. Let your guy run under the throw and go make that play for you.
The Raleigh native Cepeda coming over to East this summer, looking for an impact, number 2 receiver all year long. East finding him in this 3rd quarter.
And this is what they've needed. Richburg has been the number 1 guy. We know that, but Cepeda is adding an extra element to this offense so far here, especially in the second half.
East will go for 2. Richburg in motion. Fulp running. Fulp hanging on. How did Fulp do that? He goes end zone. Another 2-point play. It's Franco.
It's going to be 21 if it stays.
Where's Waldo? Where's Franco in the end zone?
Well, where's Fulp? Just scrambling in the backfield, trying to make a play, stay alive. Stumbles, almost gets down, but maintains that balance and finds his man in the end zone. But look at this one, an absolute seed into the end zone over the shoulder that time to Cepeda. What a throw. And now this one, Fulp just staying alive. This is all number 7. Just keeps a balance, puts a hand on the turf, and finds him in the corner of the end zone. That is as good as it gets from the quarterback spot on back-to-back plays.
First catch for Brody Franco. They looked for him a couple times on the drive. Much needed here to East with a touchdown response.
And it just seems like we're getting a different Jaden Fulp here in the second half. All those throws in the first half that were high down the field, I don't know if it was nerves, this defense affecting him the way they were playing, but we have seen a much different player here in the second half.
The league opener in the Central Piedmont Conference, a good one in the second half. And a kick into the end zone from Ariola Meza.
Kickoff goes in the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 Titans.
Well, here's West, penalty induced in this second half, and they've watched East go down the field on back-to-back drives.
Yeah, and they've got to get it now. For as much as this game felt like it was in control, even at a 0-0 tie in the first half, it just seemed like West had the answers at the moment. But so far, second half, East has made the adjustments that have led to those 2 scoring drives. And right now, West, for the first time tonight, trailing and trying to find answers.
Haynes Robitzer, just 3 of 10 passing. He's lived on the ground in these first 3 quarters. Haynes with a lot of pressure, wants a screen, and has to chuck it out of bounds. He sniffed that play out.
Yeah, just going down the field, trying to find a screen right there. Lyman stayed flat down the line, so don't really draw that penalty. But the defense covers. And because they do, that's just the right decision, and the only decision really that you can make in that situation as a quarterback, just throw the football away.
Here's 2nd and 10. West struggling through the air so far. A lot of time for Robitzer, and it's almost picked. Adrian Solomon jumped in front, and he got some help from Chaboy.
Read it the whole way that time, just could not secure the pick. Robitzer trying to find more in the middle of the field again, but Chaboy trying to make a play there.
If we got the extra E at the end.
Chaboy. Just couldn't wrangle that one in.
He kind of jumped on a trampoline and went, Chaboy, and just like jumped in front, trying to go for the pick. Here's 3rd and 10. Robitzer's been harassed in the backfield.
Yes, he has. No time to really throw right now.
Running out of time here. Robitzer dragged down. There's Solomon on the sack. 5th of the year for the senior.
You see how fired up he is. This is the leader vocally of the defense of the team, and he makes a play that time, comes on a late blitz, and he is shot out of a cannon into the backfield. Robitzer has nowhere to go and has to eat that sack. Gosh, East is playing with a ton of confidence right now.
Team captain Adrian Solomon. He's their vocal leader. He's getting after it with this pass rush. And Williamson booms one way. That'll die inside the 45. Good field position for East coming up.
Rolls to a stop at the 43-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 Eagles. Once again, concession stand still open.
Man, oh man, what a turn of events. I mean, it just feels completely different inside the stadium right now, Evan. Crowd's a little uneasy. East goes back on the field after 2 straight touchdown drives, and that man right there has transformed seemingly over a half.
West has 25 minutes of possession. They're doing everything right, but didn't capitalize in the first half. Here's Richburg on the shovel. Jai Richburg stays in bounds inside the 25.
And even with that big frame, you can see where he started as a player in this offense. Running the football along the edge, and that straight line speed still shows.
Creston Ford 1st down. We have a holding here against East.
So right here along the edge.
And maybe on 24?
I don't think that's a hold, Evan. Boy, that's pretty clean right there.
That was Cannon Rottweiler, the running back, with the hold.
Man, oh man.
I think the entire offensive line's wondering where was the holding.
Yeah. It's a tough call on the edge in that situation as well. Rottweiler was in position, but Revs thought better of it.
Just the 2nd penalty for East tonight. That's a big one. Negates a 1st down run.
It did happen down the field, so they only lose the 1 yard, so the awkward 1st and 11.
Time to reset for Fulp. He goes short, finds Marley Williams, and lost him incomplete.
There's the high pass. That's what we saw, especially on those quick throws to the outside in the first half. Too quick that time, rushes the throw, and it comes out high. So we've seen some beautiful throws down the field here in the second half, but they haven't been quick throws. He's had time to sit back there, establish himself, and step into a throw down the field. But that time, the quick throws, those have been the bugaboo tonight.
In a state where Zach Ishman of Northeastern, 1,000-yard passer, he's the lone guy through 5 weeks. Fulp finding his explosive passing game in this 3rd quarter. It works with a 1-score lead, 2nd and 11. Fulp scrambles, throws back to Rottweiler, and Franco's dragged down. Again, Keith Taylor. He'll lose 5 more.
Sniffed it out again. Keith Taylor brought Rottweiler down to the backfield for a loss earlier in this half, and this time he does it yet again. Not fooled by the screen that time. East tried to catch this defense of the Titans sleeping, coming back to the left side, but Keith Taylor was not having any part of that.
Last touchdown was on 3rd for East in the red zone. Now they face 3rd and 16.
And a single high safety back right now.
That's a lot of space for Cepeda, who scored 2 of those touchdowns.
And he is alone at the top of your screen, one-on-one to that side.
Fulp facing a blitz. It's picked up. Fulp running. He needs 10 more, and he's short. Now 4th and 9 coming up.
Give yourself a little bit of a chance. No, the penalty unit's going to come out this time. Start thinking maybe you get to a point where you're in that no man's land area, but better to play field position right here. Put this offense that has not been able to move the ball in the second half for the most part back against the wall.
A busy day for Sheboygan. His 4th punt. From the 50, good boot. And Moses lets that roll out of bounds at the 12th.
A little bit of coffin corner going on, huh?
Now they move him with the 9 officially. Yeah, really good punt.
Nice job angling that one to the sideline, keeping it away from Morris. And also pinning this offense back deep in their own territory. Really nice job that time by Sheboygan.
And he's a National Honor Society student. Oh. He's our Scholar Athlete of the Week. Great handshake with Hannah pregame.
Yeah.
He was Stone Cold Steve Austin. She was all smiles, trying to break conversation, and he was all business.
We talked about the size of some of these kids. That's a tall dude out there, too.
Fresh set of downs. Morris on the ground. Moses breaks loose. Morris with a good cutback, but a flag around the 15. Might negate it.
It's the one drawback when you've got a back like this who's constantly changing directions, is it causes you as a blocker to have to get out there, and you might start grabbing cloth because he's changing those directions. It's a tough place to be in, but it's just part of that nature. Boy, just when it seemed like there was a nice play, get this drive off to a good start, and bumps the play back, and they're losing that yardage going further away from the goal line they're trying to get to.
Now 1st and 12. Morris again. This hole clogs up, and he finds real estate. Moses hit hard by Zion Pleasant out of bounds. Clock running. And that'll end the 3rd quarter here in Clemens. They call it a village. Well, it's a fist fight here through 3 quarters. 14-7. We'll be back with the 4th in the battle of East versus West when we return here on My 48 Sports.
Official TV timeout.
Welcome back to Clemens. Student sections ready and surf their swag their way through this long night. Offense in the 3rd quarter. And right now it's East defense holding strong as we enter the 4th.
Certainly a situation now, looking at 2nd and short, an opportunity for this offense to finally build on something. Hot start to the 3rd quarter in the 2nd half, but since then significantly cooled down while watching their opponents on the other sideline score 2 back-to-back touchdowns.
Haynes Robitzer feeds Moses Morris. He needs 4. He gets plenty and is dragging the pile with him.
Man,
out near the 30.
I mean, there's just no way to tackle this kid in an easy fashion. He just does not give up on plays. The legs keep churning. He keeps dragging defenders along with him. He didn't get many yards after contact that time, at least after the hurdle, but my goodness, he dragged a couple defenders across the field from one hash to the other.
193 yards rushing as Morris has taken bodies with him.
I mean, just carrying defenders the whole way across the field.
That's a grown man. And he works on 1st and 10. More in motion. And some movement before the snap. So West, these self-inflicted wounds. 9 penalties for West.
I mean, you can talk about the penalties. You can talk about the miscues in the first half. Those 3 possessions that got into East territory and they come away with no points. Well, right now it's an uphill battle that West Forsyth really has dug themselves into.
More again in motion, same play. Reverse, it's Morrow. Morrow with speed, breaks 1. Morrow fumbles it and saves the football into East territory. Explosive run of almost 40.
Really, really good. Blocking, run down the field. Almost cataclysmic in the back end, but Morrow gets the explosive play that we've been waiting to see from this West offense. Talking about the explosion we've been waiting to see from East, this is arguably the most explosive offense we've seen in years from West Forsyth. And they finally get that play down the field.
5 yards of carry on the ground tonight. Tip-top roofing first. They try it again, and nothing that time for Jamar Shepard. Gain 1. Solomon Brown on the stop. These linebackers are aggressive for East.
And they're flying downhill. They are challenging the front of West Forsyth right now.
And Solomon Brown, his wrist is hurting. That 5'8" firecracker.
West Forsyth students, it's time for you to call your ride if you don't have one. Go ahead, make that phone call now.
Here's 2nd and 9. Robitzer underneath. That's tipped. Good pursuit. Isaiah Edwards tipped it.
Robitzer has this kind of slow windup, Evan. And as a defensive lineman, you're looking at that, and you can almost time when that football is going to come out. The quicker that release, the harder it is for you to get your hands up and anticipate when a throw is coming. But when you can see it happening, Robitzer winding the football up, these defenders have a chance. They have their eyes up to get their hands in the air.
And look at that ball boy hustling. A 4.5 40 get off the field. Robitzer wants a new rock here on 3rd and 9. And movement. False start on Jayla Moore.
Boy, the mental mistakes tonight are starting to mount up for this West offense.
Flag on the play. False start against the Titans. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down and 14.
The sophomore all-conference a year ago as a freshman. He's on that Snook Peterkin track, Virginia Tech wide receiver in terms of elite freshman year, building in year 2, making things happen.
And you can see the ability for sure. But another mental mistake that time by this offense sets them back even further.
And more movement for West. And the Titans are giving away yards in this spot. Peterkin, who had 1,000 yards his last 3 years at Mount Tabor, formerly in the Central Piedmont Conference. But right now, if you're West, you can ill avoid these costly penalties.
Yeah, 100%. And no matter how much speed you have down there, you keep setting yourself back. There's not a lot in the playbook at this point for 3rd and 19.
65 yards of penalties. Here's 3rd and long. Morris cuts off 1, and he gets that penalty yardage back, but 4th and forever coming up. Does this change the game plan here for West down a touchdown?
You're punting the football away. Personally, I think you have to do that. You're playing the field position game right now. I understand you've underneath 10 minutes now in the ball game, but you got to punt that football away. And it seems like Kevin Wallace has chosen to be aggressive here tonight.
Third-year head coach trusting his quarterback. Haynes Rosebitzer, who's 3 of 13 passing tonight. Here's 4th down. Rosebitzer going for it. He's out of time. He runs for it. And Rosebitzer has the first, but a flag. Let's see.
And that offensive line is not moving anywhere.
Against the Titans. 10-yard penalty.
Which means they'll redo it.
See here, good protection up front initially. Yeah, right there in the middle of your screen. Isaiah Edwards was trying to get away and just getting caught up. It's Kanari Shoulders. Just grabbing some cloth and not letting go. Think about that drive. They get the explosive play. You're in plus territory all of a sudden. And then just penalty after penalty after penalty, and it just mounts. And that's one thing you cannot do. You can only have that one. You can't allow it to just continue to stack on top of each other and accumulate.
That's the 4th penalty of that drive. Setting up the punting unit. No one back to return for East. And Williamson booms one inside the 10. Well covered by the Titans, and we'll take the timeout. East up a touchdown. They want to strike for a big score when we come back. Stick around, My 48 Sports, after this timeout.
Timeout brought to you by Perez's PB&J's. Also, touchbacks tonight by West Forsyth.
Welcome back to West Forsyth High School. It's a punting and defense battle here in the CPC opener. Each team off a bye week. East has scored 2 straight touchdowns to get the ball back here with a chance to make things happen.
Just miscue after miscue to this point. This West Forsyth team, in all reality, should be up in this football game, but not finishing drives in the first half. Now penalties in the second half have been their undoing.
J.D. Fulp has been very effective in this 3rd and now 4th quarter. Filling the shoes of an All-American and Bryce Baker. And Fulp works from inside his 5. Feeds Minka Fuller. Fuller finds a hole, nice run. And he's got a first down. Well done to move the chains, gain 12.
Nice job by Minka Fuller. Just working the edge that time. You see some of the speed. Maybe that's what they need on this offense. Just a little bit of that horizontal speed to get the edge in the running game and get themselves something to open up with. Really nice job just using that speed. Nothing but that around the edge.
That run just put East in the positive on the running game. They've been in negative all night, living through the deep threats. Fuller gets it again. Great block by Shabazz. He cleared a big hole, gain 8.
They sure did. Coming around from the left side of the offensive line, just goes all the way across the formation. And that time, again, Fuller is the ball carrier. And a little bit of explosiveness from him. How about that? Pulling around, just sealing Dean on the edge there that time.
The Georgia-Carolina matchup. We'll see that at the next level here in no time.
I'll be honest with you, Evan. It's probably the other way around at the collegiate level, especially in today's current landscape.
2nd and short after the 8-yard gain. Fulp keeps. Fulp's got a big hole. Fulp versus the safety. And Fulp breaks loose. Foster tracks him inside the 25.
Absolutely fooled everyone along that defensive front. Fulp Great fake, great read. Dean sees it initially, but can't react fast enough, and Fulp is out the gate from there. Down the field. What a play. Backed up against your own goalpost, and you get out with a run like that.
52-yard run for Jaden Fulp. He's explosive when he can break loose. On the tip-top roofing first down.
I mean, Evan, you just really can't say enough about how different he has looked in half number 2 versus what we saw before halftime.
Back to Rottweiler. And another good tackle for Keith Taylor, the senior backer who fills the shoes of Davion Eldridge.
Kanan Rottweiler cannot get away from Keith Taylor fast enough right now. It seems like every single time 24 is toting that football for East, it's the green helmet, the gold jersey, and gray pants of number 7 and Keith Taylor tracking him down.
7's the quarterback, 24 is the running back.
Hey, look, you're on TV. They found out. The West Faithful hoping they can rally the troops here in the 4th.
By the way, it's got to be like some sort of inside joke now that every single night we're at a game, it's USA themed.
I think they're looking at our social media pages for the schedule.
They've got to know.
Here's a toss to Richburg. And Jai makes the most out of nothing. Gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Guess who was there again on another end around by Richburg? No one else but P.J. Dean. Just stalking that defensive front, playing in space, forcing that one back inside.
East has not found Richburg through the air as much. They've done these handoffs, these quick tosses, looking to get him the ball.
And it's the one thing, again, he came into this offense a couple years back as a deep threat, and they just have not utilized him in that way tonight. Fortunately for him, Christian Cepeda has picked up the slack on the other side.
Inside of 6 minutes in this 4th quarter. Here's 3rd and 8. Fulp out of the pocket. And that's tipped and incomplete. Almost picked by Goodrum.
Well, the high throw just gets out there. Goodrum gets a paw on it, and it would have been an absolutely spectacular play if he's able to make. But another throw on the run that just sails a little bit on Fulp. And I wonder if that almost got tipped because the way it came out of his hand, that ball was wobbling a little bit.
East electing not to kick. They're trusting Jaden Fulp, who just ran it for 52 yards a minute ago. Here's 4th and 8. Fulp goes end zone. Cepeda incomplete. Excellent coverage. Daniel Bunker on the stop.
Well, he had him right there. Cepeda just football looks like it goes right through his hands. It's another ball down the field by Fulp here in the second half where you're allowing your guy to go get it. But the coverage is so good on the back end by Bunker. There is no room to work with for Cepeda. Great job tracking the football and staying with the play.
So West gets a stop in the red zone.
Finally gets a stop they need here in the second half. And now your offense takes the field with under 6 minutes to go. Can they finally get back on track and mount a drive?
Last 3 games, 30-plus points, all on the ground for the Titans. Robitzer goes inside, and it's almost picked. Good tip at the line of scrimmage. Well, Marion Hayes got his hands on it.
Man, that was close. It goes in the air, and then at that point, it's anyone's football. But there's a moment, Robitzer and Morris both coming up from Lake Norman, joining each other here in the backfield at West Forsyth. There was a moment to cement themselves in the legacy of not just this school, but this rivalry. It will be this drive.
Here's 2nd and 10. Robitzer scrambling. Moses demolished. Solomon Brown there. No gain.
Well, if it's not Adrian Solomon, it's Solomon Brown. Another heat-seeking missile. You see a bowling ball of a human being back there, 5'8", 190, and he is always willing to add a little bit extra on the tackle. That time, just stonewalls Morris.
3rd and 9. 4 is the quarterback, 6 is the running back.
Now the clock's inside of 5 minutes for West. There's 3rd and 10. Robitzer
Ball snap, he'll throw.
goes short.
Out, 2-6.
Morris, not much there. maybe 3 yards. And what do you do here if you're West Forsyth?
Well, I think the way that they operated on offense last time, they're going to stay out there. You understand the time limit here? Even with those 3 timeouts, it's a good chance you may not see the football again with the way that East has moved the football here in the second half.
How about this? A play to win the game for East's defense. Robitzer on 4th down. Has time. And a catch is short. That's not enough, and a stop. Holding up Tylen Grimes. Wait, whoa. This needs to be measured.
Now
wow, they give him the first.
He looked, I mean, it was close. But he looked awful close to being short of that play.
He has to get to the 30 here. Let's watch. Oh, I don't know. No replay at the high school level. Here's a deep shot. Whoa! Grimes dropped it. Oh my gosh.
That time, Robitzer puts it right out there on the dot, straight over the shoulder. Grimes has a chance to go up and make a game-changing play and just cannot complete the process of the catch. Ooh. But on top of that, Zion Pleasant, again, plays through the body. If he's not there, it's very possible that ball is juggled but still caught.
Your 2nd and 10 after the drop. Moses breaks a tackle. Moses, another broken tackle. Morris into East territory. He's slipping tackles all night.
He sure is. You see just sliding through a crevice in that offensive line. And then from there, it's one-on-one, and most of the time it's going to be 6 in green and gold that's winning those battles in the open field. Just rolling through would-be tacklers.
In a state where the leader in rushing is John Evans Jr. over at Reagan in the same conference, this kid, Moses Morris, is churning out yards under 26 right there. He's got 215 tonight. He's going outside, and Grimes breaks another tackle, but that clock starts ticking. 3.5 minutes left.
It's out of bounds. Couple yards there on 1st down. Again, you don't want to start going behind the sticks. And for as many issues they've had here in the second half with penalties, you've got to make sure that you are holding your water up front and executing at a high level.
New running back, Jamari Shepard in. Morrow in motion. Shepard gets it, and he's got the first with a juke. Shepard tripped up at the 25. Nice stop by Adrian Solomon.
Talked about how slippery Moses Morris is back there, but Jameer Shepard is the guy who has the real straight line explosive speed. If he gets out in the open field, you see him cutting a little bit there, you need to watch out.
Morris back in the game. Play action. And a flag.
Flag on play. False start against the Titans. 5-yard penalty.
Take it back 5 yards.
So again, you're starting to get close to the end zone here, and you're smelling that. You've got to stay composed.
Mark, 13 penalties for West Forsyth.
And it's been the second biggest thing in this game potentially that has hurt them. And that's why they have this 7-point deficit right now.
They've dominated every category, but the mistakes in the red zone are costing West.
That and penalties.
So now it's 1st and 15. Robitzer goes to Morris. He wants to throw it. Instead runs and no one tackles him. Gets the penalty yardage back and then some.
Multi-layered thing there, right? Looking to throw it. Really good job by East to stay disciplined, following down the route that time. Looked like he was trying to go down the field for more. But Moses knows that there's nothing there. Just pull the football down, get those yards. Really nice job on both sides, on the front end by East and the back end by West.
West is right on the edge of the red zone where they're 0 for 3 tonight on these trips. Robitzer and another whistle. 5 more yards against West. 14 penalties for a team that's ranked 14th in the state. Like, this is a national power that could make things happen in North Carolina.
And the crazy thing is, they are very fixable things. I mean, they're self-inflicted wounds the whole way around. So many of these have been false starts. It's not just the 14 penalties. It's how many of them have been pre-snap. All things that you can control.
Robitzer rolls out. Robitzer goes short. Nice completion. And Grimes is right near the sticks. They'll give it to him. First down.
Well, Grimes has really come alive on this drive. Couple catches that time. Really nice job by Robitzer to feel the play out, roll, and stop to plant his feet and get a better feel for the throw. See right there, he stops and gives himself a chance to make a more accurate throw down the field.
Good stop by Sam Phillips, but it's the 4th trip for West into the red zone, the Cook Reynolds red zone. Inside of 2 minutes, Robitzer feeds Morris. Patient. Moses jukes at the 12, and he's hit hard there by Julian Gerald, the junior D lineman. How do you manage the timeouts here if you're West? Still a minute and a half to go.
You see Morris coming off, took a hit on that last play as well. Feeling that one a little bit, but right now, yeah, a minute and a half left, nearing that goal line.
Here's Robitzer on 2nd down. Goes to Shepard. Jamari inside the 5. And he's down there. Hayes jumps on him.
0 and 99 tackle him.
Short area explosiveness that time by Shepard. Gets through the line, you see the burst.
Robitzer on 1st and goal. Feeds Shepard. Cuts one. Shepard pushing that pile. Not yet. Ruled short at the 1.
I really thought he was going to get in there, Evan. The way that offensive line came up behind and gets a group push towards that goal line.
So Robitzer exits the game, and here comes the defensive lineman, Daviel Eldridge.
You may be asking yourself at home right now, we're taking out to 30 seconds, but all 3 timeouts, 2 on the other side.
Morrow on 2nd and goal. He is in. Touchdown, West. The heavy package of the Titans. 1 point away from tying it.
What a drive. Starts with 5.5 minutes left. Noted they may not see the football again. They go for it on a 4th down. They convert. Just continue to drive down the field. The combination of pass and run, the balance on full display on a game-saving drive.
Huge extra point. And we got a tie game in Clemens. 25 seconds from overtime.
The power run straight up the middle. West Forsyth is alive. The village is popping. And we've got a tie game in Clemens.
Always stop for a school bus when that stop arm's out. And Mark, a good battle here for West with their defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Just down the field. Got burned a couple times here in the second half, but that time, get up in the air on a crucial 4th down. Falls incomplete. Bunker with the coverage on the back end that springboards an offensive possession to get them not just back in the football game, but to tie this thing up with 25 seconds left.
Not stopping or trying to beat the stop arm puts lives at risk and result in large fines, points on your license, and license suspension. Or overtime. 14 a pop with 25 seconds.
Question is, 2 timeouts left. How does East play this now?
Low kick. And they'll play this and then fumble. Returnable for Cepeda. Now it's a little touchback.
So, I mean, that's 4 seconds off the clock at this point. You have been good just to let it go. Just let it go. If you let it go, no time comes off the clock, you still have those 25 seconds remaining.
And with how dangerous Cepeda's been in the passing game, there's a lot of chances.
And it's not just him. Richburg is such a great deep threat as well. They have to be conscious of where each one of those guys is on the field right now.
And instead, East will play for overtime. I'm a little surprised there.
Hey, I get it. Don't take the risky play. Just play for OT at this point.
There's the knee, and we got overtime cooking.
What a game. What a second half.
And now it's about mindset. Do you want the ball first? Do you want the ball second?
The conventional wisdom is you want the ball second. Know what you have to get if you win that toss. That usually ends up being the case. Go on defense first, see what you need to get offensively, and then you can go from there.
We'll take the timeout. Overtime brewing here in Clemens. West versus East for first place in the CPC when we come back. Overtime on tap. Both teams get the football at the high school level. We'll get our first overtime in October. And a fun taste to open up CPC play. West Forsyth with a 13-play drive to tie it. Now the most important coin toss of the night.
But what a wild game. Miscues in plus territory for West in the first half open up the door for us going into overtime here, and what a drive by them to redeem themselves as well. Start to see the game slip away in the third quarter, able to steady the ship and get back and tie this football game up late.
Well, we're getting every explanation of the coin humanly possible.
Heads, tails, this is one side, this is the other side. It will flip it and will land on one of these sides.
One side's east, one side's west.
Now, if it lands standing straight up, we flip again, but we remember that because it's probably never happened.
So West will go second, and East will go towards our cameras. Yes, they're going towards our cameras. I love it. Putting that high end zone camera to use.
That's good television, right?
So West has not defeated this East Forsyth program since 2019. Starts to feel like this could be a moment West could make something happen.
And really go back even the last year. They were in position to win that football game as well, but a little bit of a late collapse is their demise. Bryce Baker with a touchdown pass to J.P. Gilchrist. With under 30 seconds left, they eventually take the lead in that football game. It was just the latest loss of 6 in a row that has stung the Village for the last several years, and now they are on the doorstep of potentially snapping that streak. This defense that is so vaunted, so tall, fast, big, everything, every superlative you want to throw out there has to find a way to keep this East end zone or East offense out of the end zone.
East Forsyth living through the air. 2 touchdowns to Christian Cepeda. And we get some free football here in the Central Piedmont Conference. On a night where R.J. Reynolds moves to 6-0. They're making waves in this conference. Reagan, another impressive win. And here's overtime. Fulp on first down. End zone shot. Richburg almost picked. Woo. Good hands by Nicholson.
Almost looked like it was overthrown, then almost looked like it was going to be a potential magnificent one-handed grab, and almost an interception. A lot of almost in there, but the one certain thing that happened was an incomplete pass out of bounds. You're trying to throw a fade ball, and somehow you just overshoot your 6'4" target.
Enticing overtime here at West. Fulp running out of time. Here's a blitz. Fulp rolls right. Fulp elects to run it and gets hit late. A flag. And a free first down for East.
I mean, you just can't make a mistake like that. Fulp fading away just to the sideline. You cannot make a mistake like that in this situation.
A clear penalty. So first and goal. That look is the story of the night.
He's out of bounds that time, and Goodrum just makes the wrong play. Doesn't knock Fulp down, but you make that late contact like that, it's unnecessary. He's running out of bounds. You've got to make sure that you're not hitting the quarterback, especially this day and age, when he's out of bounds.
Nick Goodrum with the late hit. That would have been third and a long goal to go. Instead, it's first from the 5. Minka Fuller running out. Fuller bouncing away. And he'll lose yards. Loss of 5 on first down.
Josiah Nicholson did such a tremendous job on that play. He's getting blocked on the perimeter, but continues to fight through the play. And as it strings out to the sideline, Fuller trying to get around the edge again with that speed. Watch Nicholson right here on the edge, stops Fuller and allows his defense to get there and make that play. What a job defensively.
West Forsyth penalties, a big part of the night. 15 mistakes. But here's East in a tough situation. And now we have a whistle and a timeout for East. So I clarify here, I believe it's 4th and goal. And this is the difference between high school and college. On that penalty, does not reset the downs,
right,
as we're learning.
Very interesting that that's not the case.
I don't understand that one, I'll be honest.
Yeah, well, so it's not a call we actually see very often at the high school level.
The roughing the passer.
Right,
yeah.
Correct. Certainly when you're going out of bounds. I mean, a lot of the times it's usually one defender chasing them down. It's not someone coming down immediately. Yeah, we just don't see it a whole lot.
Do you elect for the field goal here or the touchdown if you're East?
Well, I don't know that they have a whole lot of confidence in their field goal unit right now. They have the botched extra point after they scored their second touchdown. Oh, sorry, their first one. So how much confidence you really have there? It just kind of seems like you keep your offense out here and you live and die by it. The only problem is, if you're going the other way, West is very capable of kicking field goals at a high rate, especially from this range.
Jaden Fulps made big plays all night with his legs. Huge 4th and goal in overtime.
Jai Richburg top of the screen.
Fulp the other way, wants a receiver, and Cepeda dropped it. Wide open man, couldn't squeeze it.
I mean, he has it. The play is there. Fulp puts it right where it needs to be, and Cepeda, who's been absolutely magnificent tonight, just can't squeeze that one. That is completely on him. The coverage gets there late, Bunker's there, but it does not make a difference. That's a play Cepeda has to get.
Daniel Bunker in coverage. He got beat, and East couldn't capitalize. So West just needs a score to win this game in overtime.
And right now, again, remember, first half, 2 fumbles down here, 1 lost. You have to take care of the football in this situation and not commit penalties if you're West.
Robitzer on 1st and goal. Feeds Moses. Morris cuts. West Forsyth wins it in overtime. The 5-year drought is over. West strikes first in the Central Piedmont. They're storming the field in the Village.
As deadly as any team from 10 yards out gets in that situation, West Forsyth, a juggernaut running the football, finds another all-everything back in Moses Morris, and he delivers in the game's most clutch moments.
You can tell how much this means to the town of Clemens. The Village is ready. 230 yards rushing for Morris. He was the man of the hour tonight.
Just everything across the board you want in a running back was on display tonight by number 6 in green and gold. That touchdown cements his status and this game in the history of this rivalry.
What a night for Moses Morris. First-year transfer. He's living in this East-West rivalry. And he was the man of the hour all night long.
Just spectacular across the board. I'm telling you, Evan, if I am I'm looking for a running back at the collegiate level, you have to stop here in Clemens, North Carolina, because you're going to find a stud, an all-around guy who can get it done in every phase of the game, running, catching, blocking, everything you want in a running back. That is the guy. Moses Morris has the makeup of a prime-time player at the next level.
238 for Morris and his game winner in overtime. Gives us a fun way to end the night. I think it's pretty easy to say he's our Carolina Classic Fair player of the game. The Carolina Classic Fair, 10 days of awesome, and that man, 238, taking care of business.
238, 1 touchdown on the ground in overtime, 1 through the air, to break open the scoring in not just the second half, but the game tonight. Moses Morris, take a bow. You are a part of FNR stardom.
We'll take the timeout. Pretty simple. One man taking care of business. Moses Morris, that's the game winner. West Forsyth Overtime Classic. We'll have interviews. Wrap it all up when we return. The Village is still popping. What a start to October. final month of the regular season, and West beats East in an overtime thriller thanks to Moses Morris.
Just unbelievable effort, not just by Morris, but by this entire team tonight. The game seemed like it was slipping away there in the third quarter. East had all the momentum on their side. A completely different team comes out of halftime, makes the adjustments, is taking over the game, and it takes a couple of stops, timely ones, and great offensive drives to end the game for West to come away with not just a victory, but one that's been haunting them for the past 5 years.
Here's our player of the game, Moses Morris, doing it all when his team needed it with these big runs.
You just see the shiftiness. Everything that he did tonight was so indicative of what a running back should do. And sometimes it's God-given. It's the shiftiness, how to feel a play. And sometimes it's just luck. Getting out into the flat on a fire drill. Morris is wide open. It's a foot race to the end zone for his first touchdown of the night. And a second one in overtime to seal this one and end a 6-game losing streak against East Forsyth. Moses Morris, take a bow, young man. You are the Carolina Classic Fair player of the game.
And here's our play of the game, Mark, from Carrying Hands.
Well, same exact thing. In overtime, you get an opportunity to deliver a kill shot to your rival. You've got to be able to deliver right there. Just 1 foot in the ground. Talked about him being able to put the foot in the ground and accelerate through the hole. There's no better candidate for our play of the game.
He must have known you're getting married. He said, put a ring on it after scoring that touchdown. And there's Moses talking to the local interview. He'll get Hannah Brady down there in a moment. Hannah, how's it going down there?
Evan, it's going great. Coach, when this team's back was against the wall, they found a way to fight. Just tell me how and talk about the resiliency of this group behind you.
Something we've preached for the last 2 weeks, big time, especially coming off the two losses we had, not finishing it, and that's a heck of a way to finish a game right there.
Moses Morris, your running back for you tonight, just ending the game for you. Just talk about him, his grit, his resiliency in the run game for your team.
Yeah, he started off the game, we thought he was bouncing some stuff, not doing it. He just kind of focused back up. Perfect example at the last play of the game and hit it, and then great finish for this program.
The Titans haven't beaten the Eagles since 2019. Yeah. Just talk about how big this is for both you and this program.
I mean, I think we preach to our kids all about this. They remember the last 2 years. I mean, we went from 11 minutes and 21 seconds and losing the game 2 years ago to 9 seconds last year to pulling it off in overtime right now. It's a great transition. Proud of our seniors. Great moment for them.
Coach, we're going to present you with this trophy for tonight's Friday Night Rivals game winners. Congratulations.
The village is still partying. Thanks, Hannah, down there. And this drive, the big difference, the Norris Automotive drive when West needed it in regulation to force overtime.
Yeah, they did. It was a massive drive after a great defensive stop in the end zone by that Titan defense. But give credit to this offense. They finally found some balance, getting down the field, making the most of their opportunities, and cashing in on the scramble drill here. And it goes to Morris. Gets the touchdown. That is your Morris Automotive drive of the game.
A fun night here in the village. We had a storming of the field, celebrations. What a way to kick off league play all across the state. I want to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors, of course, who make these games possible. Capital Metals, Cook Rentals, Mountain Fried Chicken, Patriot Pretzel, all the vendors at the Carolina Classic Fair helped us out with some food this week. A lot going on. And the high schools and their admin for support of the Friday Night Rivals broadcast. Go to the fair this next week.
Yes.
A lot of fun cooking at the fairgrounds. Join us next Friday. We got more fair football action. Mount Airy, West Stokes, a fun little battle in King right here on My 48 Sports. Well, what a start to league play. Overtime thriller. Moses Morris parting the sea of a 6-year losing drought for West, and they beat their rivals East. Now we're on our Friday Night Rivals game of the week. For Drew DiMarcantonio, a proud Lori Bates tonight and our great crew. Hannah Brady, Mark Covert, Evan Budrovich. What a fun thriller. East strikes first. West gets the last laugh in an overtime battle here on My 48.